Well, I was walking down the street, feeling kind of neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes, as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whooping ain't over. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if the bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with X-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, the pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, the pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a bitch slap, slap. Come get your face
welcome back, y'all, to another episode on the JVJ Network. This is the Friday night show, man. If y'all watching over on Let's Talk, if y'all watching over on the JVJ Network, if you watching over on Facebook, as always, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. As usual, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn the notice on, share the videos, and I don't know what they tell y'all to do over there on Facebook, but do it. Do all that shit if you can. Man, look, y'all, this is a topic that I feel like it's very important, and I feel like a conversation needs to be had, and I'm going to try to have one tonight. And if y'all see, I already put in the link. I pinned at the top of the comment section who I'm allowing to come up for this video. So look, then don't nobody feel no type of way if I don't allow you up, man. It's black folks only tonight because we got to have a conversation about our own folks. But this is actually going back to a video that I happened to run across during a live stream earlier this week. And I finally actually got the full live stream. And I want to go through it, man. Shout out to the boys over there at the Daily Wrap-Up crew. They do great content, and they bring on interesting people. And this is like a northern mindset because a lot of those people that they bring on are from up north. So we're going to get a different vibe because y'all know I'm down here in the South. Sometimes we get people from out in the West coming to part of these conversations. But we're going to talk about some of the people up north and everybody as a whole. But they had some people on, and they were having discussions about our community. And I don't want to spoil it for you, y'all. I'm gonna get it started, and we're gonna rock out, man. We're gonna see what we get into, man, because we got time tonight. I just looked at my wrist, y'all. I got time today, and we're gonna use all of it up. So I hope y'all ready, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe as usual, man. Get ready to get it popping. Got my boy Hurricane up in the building. Salute to Hurricane. Hey, man, some of that music you sent me, man. I'm coming up with a new. I'm gonna come up with another countdown for the new year and stuff. You already know I'm gonna have to throw some of them tracks on there, man. So gonna be waiting for me, man. I got something coming for you. But here, check it, y'all. It's game time. We about to get into it. And if anybody feels like they want to contribute to this conversation, links there for you, because we're going to be here for a while. So without further ado, let's get it. All right, then. We better.
Daily Wrap-Up crew. No book up. I go by the name of Eli. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, the Real Y Eli. As always, we got Jew with us.
What it do? It's your boy Jew. And I ain't got no ball for y'all, but I just want to say I appreciate everybody in the comments on all our latest episodes showing me love. I'm back. Stop asking. Is Jew back? I am.
Motherfuckers think you a clone. And seeing you on the screen. Is Jew back? Like, you gotta clearly see the nigga. Like,
come on, bro. Stop asking. I'm here.
Anyway, we got some special guests. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
Viotic. Follow me on Instagram, VIOTICCC, 4 C's. I'm from South Jersey, born and raised, and I'm an artist, so check me out.
Nice. My name is Ming, MING. You can follow me at _KVRBY, and I'm from Harlem.
My name is Mrs. JP, MRS_JP on Instagram. Thank you.
Listen, this next guest, listen, she's been all over TikTok. Every time I go to TikTok, somebody writing a deep thought, like dissertation on this woman. They trying to ban this woman off of TikTok, man. We got I'm Just a Girl. Let them know where they can find you if they haven't seen any of your content, where they can see your content.
So thank you for having me. I'm Just a Girl. My content is, I'm mostly on TikTok, so you can follow me at I Am Just a Girl 2, but also I'm on YouTube at Just a Girl Talk. So yeah.
Okay. And keep talking.
Keep talking. Like,
turn her fucking mic up early.
Listen, before we get into this topic, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if y'all not already subscribed, hit the notification bell, join the membership, and listen to the podcast audio every Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. Let me get to this first topic.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all do that shit over here too. We're gonna get the memberships back in a little bit, but I was in trouble. I was a bad boy from YouTube. Well, at least that's what they told me. I think that's full of shit though. Let's keep going.
It says, are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for black women? And I do want to get into this first clip. I want us to listen to it. You're gonna be familiar with this clip, and then we're gonna dive into it. Like, what people play that real quick.
Let's get into it. Don't chew me up, because I know how you believe this like to tussle. I think black men are all alike. I think black men don't like black women. I think you can meet 10 black men on different dating sites and they all cheat and they don't respect their women. I think every other race values black women other than black men. I think the real gag is black men don't like black women, like they're cheaters. I'm convinced every black guy is a cheater. I bet half of y'all can't even drop one black man that love y'all that's loyal. Ooh, the gag. Black men hate us so much when black women be the ones supporting them. And I know how you guys like to get in your bag. Don't be mad. Get you a Mexican, get you a Jamaican, get you a Haitian, anything but a black man. And I'm stamping it. And if you want a white guy, if it ain't white, he ain't right. I just feel like black women, we need to date outside our race because black men don't like us. And we shouldn't like them, period.
Stamping it.
Now, look, just so y'all know, the girl that has the HIV positive shirt on over this way, that's her that said that. Now, I'm going to let them go through their conversation about this, but I want y'all to start thinking in y'all heads, Like, how would you feel about that? Because all I would always say is just flip the roles. If somebody was saying that about you, how would the conversation go? All right. But they're about to have a conversation about it because a lot of people on this panel think that was perfectly fine to say. And we're just gonna see how it go. But Hurricane said the girl in the pink looked like a lady. Somebody got their eyes open. He also said, I want to give her a pedigree on some thumbtacks. Okay, now here we go, y'all. Let's see how this play out.
Stand on it.
You standing on it?
Standing on
That
it.
shit must be food stamps.
No, I'm standing on it.
So what made you write that? Well, have this post and what made you?
Well, first of all, it's my preference. So all the black men were so offended. It's my preference. I've had bad experience with dating black men. They've been abusive to me. Not all of them, but the ones I've dated. So that's my preference. I wouldn't want to date a African American black guy. I would do a Haitian, or I want to date outside my race. Like, even I'm the only child, feel me? Like, my father, he's a black male, but he didn't give me a good example of how a male should treat a woman. Used to beat on my mom. Used to do he's verbally and physically abusive. That's not something that I want. And I've encountered that on several different occasions. So that's how I feel. And I feel like the black men out here that want to date like outside of their race with the white women or celebrities, I don't take care of that. That's their preference. So with they shit, like, feel me, it don't bother me. So I'm stamping it. That's how I felt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
I think she's entitled to her preference.
Thank you, sister.
What I would say is, I do understand that it's more of a from experience. So it comes from a metric of what you've actually experienced, like from personal. But the fact that we're setting a tone or a stigma in regards to like black men is highly. I'm playing the devil's advocate. Like, I'm not on the opposite side because I've seen domestic violence and stuff like that in the black communities and black homes. But I am not one to say that all black men are the same. It's similar to like when we were speaking on zodiacs and characteristics. Everybody doesn't fall into a box. It's just like them judging us as black women. All black women are not aggressive, or come from a background of she wants to be an alpha female or super independent. Some women do have, it depends on your nurturing and your nature of things. So I don't believe that we should stand on setting the tone, especially as a black woman. You should realize that how empowered you are as a black woman to say those things because you're coming from a black community stating those things. So it is very sensitive when we say it compared to a white person or somebody from a different culture saying it. That was one thing. And then on top of that, I only see two colors. So when I heard certain things, I'm like, I get it, but like your beautiful boyfriend now is technically, if we went back into slave times, he would be considered a,
black person. Educate me, because my man said that Jamaicans aren't black, so that's why I'm
No, well, I'm South American and Guyanese, but I'm technically, because I'm
Indian also.
Yeah, that's Latin America.
Okay.
But I'm on Latin, but I'm still Guyanese.
So your boyfriend, which is he's over
him right there.
He heard this video and said, "Nah, I'm good because I'm not black." Is that's the conclusion you came up with?
I mean, at first I said I'm not black because I'm Jamaican. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Culturally, but not race-wise.
American black men. I think
that's different.
That's the fucking problem we were just talking about on the other episode. Yeah. So I
think sometimes we see
evidence.
It's a culture
because we get into this. People don't understand when we say we're black. Then people, we all black, and then we got people in the diaspora that separate themselves and be like, they black. I'm not black, because they understand black means black American. It don't mean Jamaican, because in Jamaica most of them are black. Like, so you don't got to use that terminology. What's your thoughts on? Y'all got holding it back real quick. I'm
gonna pause real quick before they go to the other lady. I want y'all to see clearly what was just transpired. All right. The first girl on the panel that has the HIV positive shirt made a TikTok, made it whatever you want to call it. And she said she's standing 10 toes down on what she said. She said, I'm convinced, I think all black men are cheaters, they're bad, blah, 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 this and that. You hear the key word, all. The first girl that spoke on it outside of that said she's entitled to her preference. We got to get the understanding real clear. A preference and making a blanket statement about a group of people are not the same things. A preference is I prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate. Doesn't say that I won't eat chocolate, but I prefer vanilla. That's a preference. Saying that all black men are cheaters and whatever the hell else she said, because I kind of blanked out on her, that's not stating a preference. That's making a statement. And if it was somebody that came of a different skin color saying it, we wouldn't take it as likely as that. Just throwing that out there. Now, to the girl that was in the middle, this shows you why the sister code is a big problem. It's a big problem for a lot of chicks in the sister code because they're making excuses for what just transpired. But I'm gonna let it keep riding, man.
Your thoughts on this? And Jamaicans get accused of the same shit, cheating. So how y'all separate yourself?
I mean, I personally think I kind of agree with Ming was saying. I think most black women who speak very firmly on all black men are trash. It does come from a place of bad experience. So we're generalizing because I had a few, and again, it's your experience, but if you've had a couple men do you bad, then we generalize. So all black men are bad, or all black men are cheaters, or, you know, find me a black man who's good. And it's, again, because you haven't really experienced that, we just throw out these very generalized statements that I think is harmful. I think to me it's very raising a black son, and to hear so many black women talk about how black men ain't this, it's just like, I just think you haven't experienced a good black man. And until you experience that, you may never ever experience a good black man until you heal from that and recognize the role you played in choosing those, because we choose these men, right? You understand? So I think that we have to recognize when we speak, we're speaking from pain. That's really what comes down to when we say, oh, it's all black men. That's just those black men. She mentioned her father. So you get, it boils up resentment toward black men. And that's where you got to heal and do some work, because you're going to keep meeting trash black men.
What was your thoughts on this, Joe?
First, I want to let you know I'm a Jamaican man and I identify as a black man. You get what I'm saying? So,
I thought you was Dominican.
Picture veneers. But I do think it's a problem, and I am offended because when we constantly hear this from the women that we love, and not every man deserves the respect from you, but not all the black men deserve that same type of disrespect. We are not who your father was to your mother. We are not who those other brothers was to you as a lover. And God forbid if this man ever do anything, I'm not wishing anything bad on y'all, but would that narrative be painted separately if it was something else from another man, or is it because of your experiences just only black men?
My experiences, definitely my experience. To those who are offended, I mean, I apologize, but I feel how I feel. I'm not backing down from that. I definitely feel like I'm healed.
Then that's not an apology.
I mean, I feel like she doesn't have to apologize.
The world wouldn't take it like that. The people that you're apologizing to me, right? If I'm offended, right?
No.
But you said you felt offended, so yeah, I'm addressing your feelings. But I don't like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't care about how the next man feel, because the next man don't care how I feel. That's my opinion.
I do. I'm listening to you, and I told you I'm sorry that was your experience of seeing your mother, your brother, or your cousin, whoever, mistreating a woman. But all black men should be bottled up in that. And there's white men who beat their women.
Right, all races can.
Okay, but you didn't say that. You said only black men.
But it's not her job to change her preference to make you comfortable. I feel like
it's not her job to voice that opinion.
It is her job, because that's what she likes, and it's not. We don't have to be offended.
Said all black men are cheaters.
That's
and
her, but she said that. I didn't say that.
And I have the right
she's
to tell
not
her
wrong.
You have to
because she's showing me
that's how her experience.
That's that sisterhood shit.
No, but people can say what they want. It's like people say they like dark skin or light skin. I don't get offended. That's what they like. But it's okay.
But when you start,
and I'm gonna stop right here real quick, like, cause I wanna hit this one right here. Uncanny said there is no sister code. They turning on each other over Cooking with Kaya. There is a sister code. That's the difference. I want people to, we got to really understand what this sister code actually is. The sister code only comes out in opposition to men. That's what the sister code is. Because women don't like each other anyways. Like, you can just look at your own daily life to see groups of women together. They're catty as hell. They backstab each other. They don't truly like each other. That's why you see a lot of women that say they got a lot of guy friends. And people in certain spaces be like, nah, that ain't how it should work. But a lot of women rather hang around guys because it's simpler and it's actually more genuine. A lot of ladies don't like each other when it's woman to woman. But if you throw a man into that, the sister code will come out then. They will rally behind each other in opposition against a guy. That's the sister code. We keep getting into women just support women 24/7. That's not the case. If that was the case, the WNBA would be profitable as hell. It'd be more profitable than the NBA, but that's not the case. But when it comes out in opposition to men, then we'll start supporting stuff like that. That's usually how that works, and that's what the actual sister code is, not that other nonsense. Let's see. Hurricane said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start right here. He said, I just saw some stuff on Cooking with Kaya. She just popped up out of nowhere on my timeline. He also said, just like she not backing down from the toxin she put in her head. And then he also said the sister code is opposition to men and don't tell the secrets, facts. Yeah. And then Kenny said he loves that girl Kaya. Yeah, man. Look, one day I might do a video on her. Let her keep grinding for a little bit. Let her get a little bit more hate from the ladies. Because she's changing the standard of what most ladies think they should do. They don't want no girl outdoing them or doing nothing for a man. Like that's where, she's going against the sister code because she's talking about good things for a man. So that's what that is. But let's keep going. And then on top of that, I did want to address one thing. The point about people of other cultural backgrounds, Jamaicans, Caribbeans, and things like that, not wanting to consider themselves black. That's a big issue that we have in the black community, especially in Western society, because those are the same people. And I'm gonna say this to you: if you come from those backgrounds and you rep that to the stone, I'm cool with you doing it. I'm cool with you saying I'm Jamaican, I'm Caribbean, whatever. But when good things happen with Black Americans leading the way, Black African Americans leading the way for it, get the fuck out the way and don't come over here trying to act like you one of us. Don't try to distinguish yourself when something bad happens and say, nah, I'm Jamaican, nah, I'm Caribbean. No, when you there in line with them same flags and banners, when some black man in America, American-born black man did something good, or some American-born black woman did something good, keep yourself out of it. Because remember, you're not black. Because every time something bad happens, there's always this, oh, I'm from here, or I'm from here. Okay, then, keep that same energy 24/7. That's one thing I really can't stand. People want to always, oh, well, yeah, I'm part of hip hop. We help create hip hop and all this other whoop stuff. No, you ain't help create nothing. Remember, you African. You're not American black. You British. You're Jamaican. You're Caribbean. You're not real American black. So don't come over here when we do something good and want to be a part of it. But then when something bad happens, and the rest of the world wants to try to demonize black people again. Oh, don't turn around and say, oh, I'm Caribbean, I'm Jamaican. Nah, I don't want to hear that. Pick a side and stand on it. But we got Miss Alexis from Texas up in the building. How you doing tonight, Miss Lady?
Howdy.
I ain't got my cowboy hat. I think I gave it away. I need to get a cowboy hat every time you come up.
Look at that. Change the atmosphere. But anyway, what's going on with this here? Let's take a gander at this.
Well, right now, I was trying to address a point real quick. Like, here you go. Tell me if you disagree with this, because, we all know the term, the sisterhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I said the sisterhood is not that broad thing where women just automatically support women nonstop. I don't believe that's what the sister code is. I believe the sister code and sisterhood comes out only in opposition to a man.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So we got that. And then also I was just addressing where this one girl, she made a video and she was pretty much talking. Matter of fact, I'll show you the video real quick, but after the video played, because I'm going to skip back, her boyfriend, who was also black like me and you, he made a clean distinction that he was not black. He was something else. So I was just addressing like, okay, for y'all black people that like to do that, don't come around when black African Americans do something great and you want to be a part of it. But then when something bad happens and black people are catching hate, don't try to separate yourself and say, no, I'm Caribbean or I'm Jamaican. I'm like, if you're going to be with us, be with us. If you're not, shut the fuck up and stay in your own lane. Because a lot of motherfuckers that say that shit in America wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for us, our ancestors.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me make a quick distinction real quick. As far as the sister code, I think that started off in opposition to the guy, because I think no girl was really talking about sister code until they were like, oh, bro code. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so it's in direct opposition for to go against the male point of view. But I do think so that's I can't really explain it even more deeper. I was going to try to, but yes, exactly, just in opposition of that, because of men starting with the bro code. I do think female can be together and have good relationships. It's rare, and I feel like a lot of times you really got to get to know the females when they're tight like that. That means they've probably been down for each, like, you know what I'm saying, for a long ass time. And it's different. Like the bro code, you can have bro code like silently amongst a man that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And unless it's something opposition to the male, exactly, the sister code don't work like that. Like that bro code is opposition, not opposition, is an understanding when it comes to women, when y'all walking somewhere, when something's going on, it's there regardless. The girl code is only there for something to do with a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a lot of times just there, like, oh man, I got that bag for this, and I kind of look, and we both look at each other, and we like a lot of times it don't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, but you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think so if there was a term that would fit the girl version of that, which I really don't think there's a girl version, because
I don't think so.
Yeah, but if there was a girl version, then we wouldn't be able to call it like the sister code or anything like that. Nah, I don't think ours is like that. So yeah, my bad.
Bro, and think about it, bro code is really between dudes that know each other and are cool with each other. Like bro code, man. Don't bring the group down when we go out and shit. Bro code. It ain't no and dudes ain't jumping across the fence to go protect the dude in another motherfucking country or some shit.
No, and I'm not saying it like that, but like even like let's say you at the bar and this guy's talking to a girl and you don't know him, but she's like that ain't true, and he kind of look at you on bro code, you don't even know him, you would agree, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't even try to kind of be on some fuck shit unless it was some fuck shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He'd be like, man, you see this crazy bitch? I'm like, yeah, I see it. That's it. But I think that's more logic. I think
she say something crazy. You know what I'm saying? You would be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he looked at you, you would confirm. It would be a silent confirmation. The girl goes, the women, like it's different amongst women. Like it's different. You know what I'm saying? Unless that guy was doing something, like if I'm sitting there and this guy is between me and another female, unless he was doing some off the wall shit, I don't think the girl would jump in. But just like a regular conversation, like even if you was like, he's like, man, you see this shit, like something on maybe politics or even business, and y'all watching the TV, and you and that guy would have a connection real quick of understanding with that female there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she may be in opposition, but you and him will be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up.
You know what I call that? You know what I call it? I call it, it doesn't have to be mean, but it might be some form of logic. Because I would have said sports would have been a good example of it.
Yeah.
Like you and the boy, like you don't even know this dude sitting at the bar. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings, watching the game. He'd be like, damn. He'd be like, damn. She be looking like, what the fuck wrong with both of y'all? Like,
yeah, you feel me? But it's there for y'all. Like y'all understand it. And y'all don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like the guy thing is like that. That's you know, and that's why like I understand like people be like it's a bro code or whatever, but I think it's more of just a guy thing. It's not like that with us females unless it's something like exact and very particular. You know what I'm saying? Like
and that's that's how I see it too. Let's see Hurricane said uncanny. Okay, never mind. Y'all talking to each other. But here's the video that they're speaking on right now, and then I'm gonna fast forward back to where we were,
and then we're gonna dive into it. Like, what we can play that real quick.
Let's get into it. Don't chew me up, because I know how you ladies like to tussle. I think black men are all alike. I think black men don't like black women. I think you can meet 10 black men on different dating sites, and they all cheat and they don't respect the women. I think every other race values black women other than black men. I think the real gag is black men don't like black women, like they're cheaters. I'm convinced every black guy is a cheater. I bet half of y'all can't even drop one black man that love y'all that's loyal. Ooh, the gag. Black men hate us so much, but black women be the ones supporting them. And I know how you guys like to get in your bag. Don't be mad. Get you a Mexican, get you a Jamaican, get you a Haitian, anything but a black man. And I'm stamping it. And if you want a white guy, if it ain't white, he ain't right. I just feel like black women, we need to dead outside our race because black men don't like us. And we shouldn't like them per period.
All right. So that's pretty much what she said. And we had Big Op in the building. Sir, how you doing? What's the word?
The champ is here. The champ is here. Chill.
All right, man. He check it. He goes, so far, thoughts real quick, like before Alexis, your thoughts. I want to bounce your thoughts real quick, like, and I want you to tell everybody where to find you at first, and I want to get your thoughts too. So, off of what that lady just said in that video, run and shoot. Op, go first. Let me tell me where to find you at too, though.
All right, you already know, man.
Alexis.
It's 2 places, well 3. All right, so you got Big Op 2024 right here on YouTube, and I appreciate if you haven't subscribed to Op from the North 18 here on YouTube, please do. I'm gonna give my channel back, and then Facebook Op from the North 18. All right, so my thoughts is, because you know this clip basically went viral. Shout out to the Daily Rapper crew. So the sad thing about females like that, can I cuss now, or do I need to reel it in?
Save it for later. Save it for later.
Damn, that's the perfect person to cuss for, though. Can I get like 1 or 2 off?
I got some kids watching tonight.
Got some kids watching tonight. Dang, Alexa just cuss.
Y'all both get 1. You already used it.
All right, so let me get 1 excuses.
You already used it.
I ain't cuss yet.
You did. You just cussed when you first started.
What I said?
I don't want to use my 1 up.
No, I'm saying just use the first letter of that.
The D word. You use the D word.
The D word? The D word? I said DAL?
The name of Kendrick Lamar is one of his albums.
That ain't the same. You know it's hard cuss words, just like hard drugs versus weed.
Even Uncanny saw. He said you said it.
That's PG. You can say that word. Can I get my hard one for right now, real quick?
Well, you might want to save it for later, but go ahead.
This bitch, all right, pissed me off. It pissed me off because, first of all, she low IQ. She said, "Don't date a black man." Then she said, "Jamaican or Haitian." Sweetheart, what did you drop out of middle school? Because Jamaicans unless you know the nationality, you could be any race and be born in Jamaica, be Jamaican, or American, be American. But normally we know she's talking about that her Jamaican boyfriend, because you know I've seen the clip. Her Jamaican boyfriend most likely was not in the back talking about rumpa cum and blood clot and all kind. He's like us. So a lot of this.
He actually said in the back, they actually asked him. He was like, "Yeah, I don't consider myself black. I didn't feel any type of way when she said what she said." So he considers.
Cause he's stupid too. They in their early 20s or mid 20s. I guarantee you, if the camera would have flipped around on him and we was all in the same room, you could not tell he was Jamaican unless he had the flag on his shirt or something. He act like us. But anyways, she's stupid because she has the mindset. She's dealing with arrested development. Like, she actually thinks she killed the game on what she said. And the sad part about it is a lot of females like this need therapy. It's not all men. I'm sorry your father was messed up, but what was wrong with your mother? Because I guarantee you something had to be wrong with your mother to get with your daddy. So she was probably a walking red flag magnet that attracted her dude or your daddy to her. Like, she's a red flag as well. And then not only that, how you gonna sit there and tell me that it's all black American men? Like, she tried to clean it up afterwards, but you gonna say all black American men unless your juice box is stretched out like 18 holes on a golf course. You have not dated all 20-something million black men in America. So you're not gonna sit here and tell me that this is not going further than ignorance. You know what I'm saying? She's ignorant, and it's so sad. I got more to say, but I don't want to keep draining time for Alexis to get her opinion. But come back to me.
I feel you. Alexis, give me your thoughts.
So yeah, like her saying like black men, because there's the race and the difference between ethnicity. And so that's another thing with people talking on subjects and not able to articulate themselves to where it makes sense, or they don't have a understanding of the words that they're using. I don't really want to shout it out, but almost like Op said, like low IQ fugazis. All of them fugazis.
That's what I thought about when he said low IQ. I was like, "Dang, he quoting Cooley."
Yeah, all of them are fugazis. But
I ain't calling Cooley. I've been saying stuff like that, man. I'm a rapper. You know I got. That's my bad. Let's go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just saying that like Cooley says it a lot. That's kind of like the thing they've been hitting him on because he like to call everybody low IQ.
Yeah, low IQ. But
he ain't me. I'm different. But go ahead.
But and also another thing, like when women say stuff like, "Oh, date men," outside of the black men. And one thing I'll be thinking about that, about the women that champion that and try to put it out there, it's kind of like, but are you eligible though? Like you can tell females all day, like go do this, go do that, but are you able to do it? Like I can tell the bus driver all day to go fly the plane, but is he able to do it? Do you attract men of other races other than them thinking maybe they just go get some, you know what I'm saying, uchiwali? You know what I mean? Uchiwali. Uchebe. Let me stop. But you know what I mean? So do you attract men of other races?
Good question.
Like are you even on, like, outside of just doing that? Like, because the thing about dating men of other races is that they come from different backgrounds, different cultures that may not be like yours. Are you able to assimilate? Are you able to be this woman that can date other men? First of all, do you even attract other men of different races? Like, do you go out? Do the white boys look at you? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be realistic. You're giving this advice to women, and there's some women out there that do not, unfortunately, have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's detrimental in a way that you're putting this idea out there, and they not, excuse me, they're not able to move around in them circles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how you gonna get a Brad if you ain't in Brad's circle or you ain't in Brad's vicinity? Like, how you think? Or even if you're gonna get Jesus, you're not in this vicinity. Like, what's going on? But I that's just one thing just on that moment of listening to that video, and something I have been thinking about, how women try to promote that, and let's be realistic, it's different for men. It is different for men. I know y'all don't want to admit it, but it is different for men, even when it comes to dating women of different races.
What are you talking about? Like the standard to actually date people of different races or something? Or like the difficulty or whatever?
Both ends. Because you can, a black guy can go into almost any neighborhood and even like pull any different races.
No, I agree. It's easier for a guy, especially a black guy, to go deal with another woman of another race than it is for a black woman to go deal with another man of another race.
It is. So, I mean, this is a reality. I'm not pandering. I'm not trying to make nobody feel any certain type of way.
Listen, man, no sister code coming for you.
Huh?
Sister code gonna come.
Nah, but I'm gonna be honest. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest about it. Like, I've lived in different areas. I haven't, I'm a Texas girl, but I lived in Kansas City. I lived in Delaware. Like, I lived in different areas to where I'm around different people and people of different backgrounds. And I have honestly been in the environment to where I have attracted men of different races. And I've dated, even as when I was young and a teenage girl, like, and even me coming into adulthood, I prefer black men, and I would prefer a certain type of Hispanic or Spanish men. Mexican men are not my like. And no shades in the Mexican men, but there's been few that I've seen that I'd be like, God damn, he's like, but Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, like those different type of men, and not saying the ones that look black, because there's black Puerto Ricans, but the ones that look just Hispanic, and I've dated white men before, so like. You come for me if you want, but I'm talking also from experience. A woman who's dated men of different races and ethnicity backgrounds. So I'm telling you, like I have, and then I got some friends that I know that have it, and I haven't seen them even attractive. This is a reality. Let's not act like this is not a reality. So.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, you gotta call it how you see it. And it's true. I would back that up. It's just different. It's different. But he gonna check it. I'm gonna try to play a little bit more because I hope I fast forwarded right to where we're supposed to be in. Hurricane said, I prefer cougars because they prefer me. Hey, look, sometimes you gotta date in the right age group too, man. That's another one right there. Let me see if I'm in the right spot.
Her preference to make you comfortable.
I feel like it's not her job to voice that opinion.
It is her job because that's what she likes, and it's not. We don't have to be offended.
Said all black men are cheaters.
That's her, but she said that. I didn't say that.
And I have the right
she's
to tell
not
she's
wrong.
You have to
because she's
respect
showing her experience.
That's that sisterhood shit.
No, but people can say what they want. It's like people say they like dark skin or light skin. I don't get offended. That's what they like. But it's okay.
But when you start stereotyping off of
you gotta be confident in yourself to know who you are. You gotta know that she's not speaking to you.
I don't think it wasn't I like Jamaican, Asian. It was all black men. That was like it was factual.
But she's one
so that is but it's to a large group of people. We got to understand how our voices are powerful. Like we got to stop saying it's one woman. It's very powerful, and we on this big platform, right? So we know our voices are powerful.
All I would say is she's definitely as an empowered black woman. You can own and be prone to acknowledging or mentioning how you feel. Just be careful with the way that you're delivering. A lot of people neglect the delivery, and the delivery is key. It's not about the message; it's the way that it comes across.
That message is wrong too.
I mean, it was the message though. It wasn't. I don't think it was the delivery. I think it was purely the message. The message was all black men are cheaters.
Yeah,
all
that's how I felt.
that was, so that was. It wasn't the delivery. It was purely like saying, right or wrong. It was, and again, delivery was fine. It was her way of speaking. It was just the message of all black men are cheaters. Go find you a white man, whoever, just don't date black men. So that was the part where it's like your voice is so powerful that, once you put it out there, imagine having a black son, or a black daughter. So then what?
When you on the opposite end of the spectrum and you hear like women saying if y'all gonna date outside your race, then you could go do that. Just don't downplay black women. You know what I'm saying? So you could express your preference without downplaying what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You could express what you like and leave out what your mama said. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
She said it.
I feel like I said it. So it's like I'm gonna say what I want. It's my page. Y'all make that go viral, but not the music.
But this is the huge disconnect with men and women, and this is why sometimes we have these wars, these gender wars between men and women, especially black men and women, because women or men may say something and stand on it when we don't acknowledge when something is wrong.
That's my opinion. I didn't feel like my opinion was wrong.
So you don't have wrong opinions?
I mean, I do in general, obviously. Like, I'm not saying that, but for that video, that's how I felt. I'm standing on it. I'm not apologizing. That's how I felt.
So how many black men you say you dated in your life?
I dated a lot. What's up?
What's a lot?
I dated a lot.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I can't count how many I dated. I dated a lot.
How much black men you think is on in this world? Like?
How many black men do I think is on this world?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not.
So you dating this and speaking on this, that makes sense?
Yeah, I do what I want, so I don't care about what the next person.
You know better. You know that.
Okay. What you gotta say?
For myself, and I
So it don't matter what she says.
It's gonna go around loops around your head. That's what I said.
Like I said, she's
again. It's like when we
spit it.
It's like it's like a racist coming around and saying, well, black people, they just know good, and then you would never co-sign a racist saying that, right?
But you would never be because they're allowed to say what they want to say.
It has actions to it. Race in this country.
They're allowed to say what they want to say. It doesn't hurt me.
Okay, I get you. But in this country, historically, when white people have said racist things, it has hurt us.
Yes.
And just like when she said that does hurt black men. That does hurt young black boys, because now you are going around and spreading this false information. Now other women that have felt that or experienced that, now they're going to trauma bond, and we're going to talk about that later. And now it's just this constant negative portrayal of all black men.
Like how Asians think all black people steal out the store, right? That's what they think, right? So they're watching us. That's not right. We know that we're not all that way. It's the same thing. Like it hurts you to know you got to be watched thinking I'm gonna steal out your store.
You can't spend your life trying to change other people's view on you. Like you got to know who you are. You got to know who I am. Like I'm a black.
You got to know that.
Can you pause that real quick?
But it's not your job.
Man, I forget that brother name that was just talking, but he said some real shit. So you gonna sit there and say that it doesn't hurt? I think Eli said that. You gonna sit there and say that it doesn't hurt black people when it don't hurt you? And he was like, historically, it has, because they like when you go back to 1920 when they released "Birth of a Nation," they showed that in the White House. The fucking my bad, Jay. They showed that in the doggone White House. How you gonna sit there and say that don't hurt you when the government was showing this movie for entertainment? That's what actually brought the KKK back, was a Birth of a Nation movie. They got all these millions of white people to believe that black people were savages. And what's so crazy, when you go back and actually watch it, you can watch it on YouTube. It was a white dude in blackface. That was racist itself. So when they say that, because this is my thing, for me, I don't even like the separation, but it's so real, we have to acknowledge it. And once again, rest in peace to KS, man, the Godfather, because a lot of women was mad at him, but it was like, all right, take your feelings out of and analyze what he was saying a lot of times. And I get them being upset about the shot jock stuff. I get the women that was like, you know, I may not listen to the show because some of the verbiage. I get that. But what I'm saying, take your feelings out, especially if you was blessed to have a father in your life. You know the difference between a man that cares about you and a man that's doing something for personal gain. Kevin he never even thought he would get to the level he did before he passed away. And he went to great lengths just for telling the truth and not trying to sell nothing. He never tried to sell you a book, but then when Obsidian sold his book, he supported the brother. But for a lot of females, it's like we've gotten weak as a culture. Like all the stuff that we went through, we survived it. And now that we can have fun, it's like, oh, it don't matter no more. And it's like, no, it's still hurting our community because they cool with acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. But they don't want to complain about this stuff. So for the females that do complain about this stuff, you trash. Because you still want to have whatever you can have your cake and eat it too. But you mean to tell me you want the men to act like they used to act, but the women don't act like they used to. And majority of the time, I was just at my pop's house. Black men still act the same way as my pops. They still simps. They still tell you certain things and I love them, but you still say certain things that don't make no sense whatsoever. You gonna sit here and tell me all black men this and it don't bother me? Cap. Put a graduation cap on that. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how much we try to twist and I'm from the South, my bad. Twist and tangle it or Sprite remix it, we're messed up. We are so messed up, and the community, quote unquote, ain't going. It's going to always be that. The black love is dead. I know my brother JVJ said we're gonna do a show on this tomorrow, but I'm gonna just say this real quick. For all these females that, I'm not gonna go into it. I'm just gonna say this. For all the females that had to come back, and shout out to the women, because women are saying this, not females, women. For the fact that women are calling out Remy Ma for the bullshit she did, shout out to all the black women who was like, she trash for that. I digress. My mic is muted.
All right. Lex, did you have any thoughts while I keep playing it? Because I'm gonna let him get a little bit further before I say something about it.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's keep rocking.
At least everybody's opinion. It's okay for her to feel like
it is, because I'm a black man.
Yeah, and you're a black man. She's not talking to you.
Yes, she is. She said all black men.
Though, but you're not abusive,
right?
And you're not hurting.
Then it wouldn't be all black men.
Exactly. So she can say what you want. You know the truth. You don't got to prove her wrong.
No.
Like,
no, I think all in all, it's
not about sisterhood. It's about reality. You got to be confident in what you know and who you are. It's not your job to prove women wrong or men wrong. It's not. If you can walk through your life knowing that I know this and I know me and I know this, it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't take anything from.
That's the problem with our community.
I think what they were all saying, all in all,
I have no problem saying was right.
Yeah, no, I think all in all, what they was all saying is that it was a factor that you said all. Right. That's all they're saying. It's not saying like if you would have said through my experience with X, Y, and Z, then it would be more
directed toward
focus on that, your metrics and your experience. But when you say all, it sets the tone as a empowered Black woman that you have experienced it, and it's most Black men, which is messing up our community in a sense, because it's setting the stigma that all Black men do this, all Black men do that. Speak to Mike. Okay. All Black men do this and all Black men do that. And it just sets the wrong tone, is what they're all saying. They say if
I hear what y'all saying.
Then it was perfect, because you're like JP.
I respect it.
You're welcome to have your own opinion, but it was the words that you chose.
I feel like regardless, even if I say all parts, that's how I feel. Some other people say, oh, Black women are aggressive. I don't give a flying fuck, because that's how they feel. But they shit or how they feel don't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
So I don't
racist white men say that all Black people are lazy. We know we're not lazy. We know we work our ass off. But support you gonna check everybody. Like, bro, I'm not gonna fight because I know the truth. I am not lazy. I don't have to fight everybody who says something that is wrong about me. I know what's right. I ignore them. It's okay. You're not speaking to me. You're speaking to somebody else. It's okay for you. You're entitled to your opinion based on your experience. It's okay, but you're not speaking to me. I'm excluded. So I don't feel no way. Like, it's okay for her to have her opinion. White people say things that it don't apply to us. It's stupid. It's silly. They made rules based on things that were not true. But what did we do?
All right, so then,
like, it's
so
okay.
then moving forward, right? I really don't.
I don't think she understands what she's actually trying to say. I get that she thinks that she's speaking on a higher level, but she's like, oh, well, white people said crazy things about us. But the one thing that she didn't even catch her own self saying it, they made rules based off of the things they said about us, AKA they made laws. They convinced a vast majority of people that these people are a certain type of way. Like, if you're a Black man and you ain't got a job, we can lock you up. If you're a Black, like all these different, she doesn't understand the power of words. She really doesn't. And if you say things so many times over and over and over again, regardless of whether it's the truth or whether it's a lie, people will start to believe it. So if you want to sit here and say, oh, you're just going to go and check everybody, yeah, I'm going to check everybody that's lying on my name, lying on my character. Just because I know who I am personally doesn't mean that somebody just get free willing. They got the free will to just go out here and just dog me out. That's why we have lawsuits, terms called defamation. Yeah, that person might know who they are, but that person's over there defaming their name. You can sue somebody and get some legal consequences for that. You can get some money off of that. Like, I get what she's trying to do, but I don't understand. I don't think she understands how dumb she is with having that approach. If people are attacking you just because you know what they say about you isn't true, does not mean you need to be quiet about it. Because if they keep saying it and you don't say nothing about it, eventually people are going to start believing that. Everybody needs to be able to get out there and defend themselves against nonsensical stuff. And what Lil Mama just said was nonsensical. Every Black man is not out here beating their women and cheating on their women. And that's what these guys and the other lady were trying to push back on, because she used the word all. That was one of the biggest arguments when I first came into the YouTube space that I used to hear from a lot of ladies. They would say, these men are saying all women, all women. And I would sit there and push back with them on it. I'm like, look, if a motherfucker said all, they're wrong. You can generalize a lot of things, but you cannot absolute these things, because it's never going to be absolute. All people don't do a certain thing. Now, a good bit of people can do certain things, but not all. And that's the biggest issue right now. She said all, and she's doubling down on it. And this, I don't know what's going on in her head, girl, is just, she's defending it, which is weird.
She's stupid.
Now, Alexis, do you have anything before I keep playing it? Oh, my bad.
She's stupid. The girl that said it and the girl that's defending it, because you said it's okay, and then you said, just like you said, Jay, dog, they made laws. Not just rules, but laws. And so many lives have been taken. And you mean to tell me that we supposed to be okay? We want to fight about black this, black love, and all of this stuff. And then you mean to tell me the things that we need to fight, like I said earlier, when it comes to our community, the things that people, it's not just, black females, but it's black dudes too. Oh, we need this back. We need that back. All right. Well, this black dude don't have a spinal cord connection. Or what our brother Farrakhan said, the testicular fortitude to do what we need to do. And you mean to tell me, and you know, we talk about this all the time. You gonna sit here and tell me, oh, this is messed up, that's messed up. But when we get out in the real world, you don't stand on you don't stand on business. You don't stand 10 toes down like the jits say. Y'all old like I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't stand on business. You don't stand 10 toes down, but you say you want this. No, you don't. You don't mean that. What you are basically doing is having talking points. You don't mean nothing you say, because if you did, you got to do the work. Yeah, you tell me this all the time, Jay. We ain't got to get into it. Everybody did it. But anyway, hey, you tell me, you got to do what you need to do to be able to do what you want. Until we realize that in totality, it's not going to happen. And you know my background. I work in the community over 20 years. I see what the problem is and don't know why nobody want to address it. I'm not going to just put it on women, because we said it before. Dudes is simp, beta males, and when I sit there and act like it's the women's fault, blame them, or they don't want to speak their opinion, they hide in barbershops. If it wasn't for YouTube, dudes getting exposed, they still wouldn't stand no business. It's crazy.
Are you right? I just have to remind that lady of slavery. You know, they wrote it in the Constitution that black people were 2/3 a human being. You be like, oh well, I know I'm a full person. I'm not 2/3 anything. Yeah, well, you ask nigga, you gonna get out there and dig and pick these plants and stuff, because that's what we said. She don't understand her history, and it'd be some of those people that are the biggest detriment to our community, because they think they're saying something. They think they sound intelligent. They think they're sounding like they're compassionate, and they have a higher thinking. They don't understand the power of words. That's why a lot of different religious texts speak about not hearkening to certain people's words and listening to what they say. There's a power in the word. They call the religion, like the Bible, what Jesus spoke, they call it the word for a reason. But, neither here nor there. And see, you got Marcus up in the building. Shout out to Marcus. He said, self-hate is egregious. Uncanny said, who taught you to hate yourself? The ballad of the ballad of the bullet. All right,
Uncanny. Now, if I go to, which I got to get another dude on this, because we got on them. Me and Jay already got on. But Uncanny, go to talking about X now. I'm going to start quizzing you. I'm gonna quiz you. And shout out to Marcus, man. And when I be on doggone the other panel, this might be risky. Shout out to DJ Hemp. Man, say what up, man. I be saying what up, Marcus. You don't say shit back, man. Say what up.
Man, ain't trying to talk to you. Alexis, you still there? You have any thoughts, or you want me to keep rolling? 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm keep rolling.
Don't want to hear black women as a whole constantly complaining about when black men have preferences or they say something negative about black women.
I never
when they say some of them, I'm not even gonna say some of them, because now we being general, because nobody wants to be specific. When black men say black women are masculine, when they say they're aggressive, when they say they don't know how to be submissive, when they say they don't know how to act right, I don't want to hear nobody saying, I want you to have that same energy saying, okay,
but we're all different. Like you said, like it may affect you a way and it may affect you a way, but she's still entitled to her opinion. Like if Chris Brown say he like light-skinned girls, I don't care. I still love Chris Brown because he's not talking to me. I don't care. Everybody's entitled to their preference. It's okay. Like that doesn't change who I am. I am still beautiful. I'm still who I am. Just because you say that this is what you like, you're entitled to like what you like. I don't like every type of dude, but it's okay. That doesn't change who you are. Like we can't, like it's not my job here on this earth to police everybody's opinion, to change everybody's scope to fit mine. Everybody is different. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's journey is different. It's not my job to be like, oh no, you're wrong. You need to get on this path.
It's your job
to
defend it.
No, it's my job to be open.
To see 10 minutes about some shit
now, JP, all in all,
because I can.
Okay.
Because I can.
Keep yapping.
So
I have a mouth to talk.
That's your problem.
So it's your job to defend it, but when it's on the other end, that's not your job.
That is my job, because it is. Everybody's entitled to say what they want to say. It's okay if it doesn't apply to me. It's not applying to me.
But why you feel the need to defend it though?
Defend what?
What she's saying.
I'm saying she's entitled to her opinion.
If you know it's not right though.
I said she's entitled to her opinion.
But you also said that it's not right that what she said though, right? You said that.
I didn't say it wasn't right. That's her opinion. I don't feel that way. She feels that way.
So you agree with what she's saying?
I said she feels that way. I don't feel that way.
We're not wasting another 10 minutes on her.
Because it's her opinion. It's not an argument. It's okay.
It's your opinion to defend it.
It's okay. That's not what I said. You say what you want to say.
Let's run the next question.
Listen,
next question.
this is gonna segue perfectly, man. Who is responsible for holding black women accountable? Because clearly they can do whatever the fuck they want. So I'm just a girl. Can you explain this? Because your whole platform is about holding black women accountable, and you have gotten a lot of pushback, specifically from black women who have tried to, out you. They try to Google your man and find out his social security number, leak it online, and shit like that. So again, when a lot of the criticism is that when men have a platform and they talk about women say it's not a man's job or responsibility to hold black women accountable. Black women need to hold women accountable. Clearly, that's not a thing. So, what's your thoughts on this topic?
Honestly, like you said, it's no one. No one can hold black women accountable because it's all really BS when we say it's very cliche to say, let black women hold us accountable. Black women mind your business. But we can't. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. So when we try to have these conversations and try to hold each other accountable, you do get a lot of that. Well, it's not my job. It's not your job. Mind your business. And I think we live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. We don't care. Like I care about my sister, but her friend, I don't care about her but I can see her going downhill about to get hit by a bus. Well, it ain't my business, right? So I think if you're a black woman and to hold black women accountable, you have to be ready to fight because it's going to come it's going to come with a lot, just to say, sis, I don't want to see you out here doing it. And anybody who knows my platform, I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing is influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. No, not a black man, a white man. Your white boss probably, that's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. That's kind of, it still revolves around if it's a black woman or a black man, a straight black man, we don't want to hear it. And it's unfortunate. We are really in a place where we don't even realize how bad off we are. A woman who has it all figured out. And I'm saying, sis, I can help you. And you say, I don't need your help. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But I'm watching you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's not working. So instead of saying, you know what, sis, you're right. Let me take heed to this. I'm a fight because can't nobody tell me nothing.
So let me start here with this question. Who do you think can hold black women accountable?
Are we talking to Biotic now? I don't have an opinion on that. I feel like to each his own. Maybe their community, I don't know. Maybe their friends, their mom, whoever their support system is, that's who can hold them accountable. So that's my intake on that.
Okay. What's your thoughts?
I would say due to experience, it will probably be a village. I feel like people take heed to certain people, certain mentorships, and can be very adaptive depending on their nurture and their background, what they've been exposed to. So I do believe that it's hard to hold black women accountable for certain things. But I do kind of agree with the to each. I agree with both of you, honestly. It's a to each his own, because I've had experience with my mom, even with her giving me feedback and from her experience. And I feel like a lot of times they try to implode or tell you what they've been through and try to place it on you. I've been through this, so don't do this. It's just because your finger burned when you touch the pot, don't mean mine's will. So I feel like a lot of people, they want to try it. It's like a trial and error in life. And sometimes you need experience before you can really be adaptive to it. You can't just take somebody's
got burn-proof fingers?
I'm just saying, you never know. But sometimes you need to experience what somebody is trying to recommend rather than just taking their recommendation and running with it. So let me feel the burn and then I'm like, all right, you was right. Let's move forward. Rather than me actually saying she said it's hot. Don't really look that hot. But I'm just run with it. So I think it's a trial and error type thing. I'm using the fight as an example.
No, I got you.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on it?
I believe we're all responsible for ourselves. We are not put here to live someone else's life. We're not put here to live somebody else's journey. We're not here to grow our mother's garden. We learn from experience and we are responsible for ourselves.
Not that again.
You can't blame somebody else for what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that we are accountable for our actions. We live and we learn. Sometimes we make wrong decisions, but it's us who have to pay for it, not somebody else. So we are responsible for us and our actions. Women, black women, whoever it is, I am responsible for myself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. So if how she thinks is how she thinks, she got to be responsible for what comes with that. That's for her. That's not for me because I don't feel that way. So I'm responsible for me. She responsible for her. Everybody responsible for themselves.
Yeah, our community.
Real quick, Jay.
Community be in trouble because we got motherfuckers that be thinking
I don't like her.
I know Eli about to say what I'm about to say, probably. When I hear, real quick, black people say black people don't care about each other, that ain't by, we just woke up one morning, you know what? Anybody who look like me, I don't care about them. No, what it is...
It ain't by coincidence.
Yeah, it's no. You don't want to listen. You got it's a panel full of black people, and they trying to tell this one idiot, and then the other idiot, she's sitting up there supporting them, with the thighs and all that out, all of them. And it's like, hold on, y'all saying this, but I guarantee you, just like she said in that video, oh, black man this way, that way. But then you got black men up here like, no, it ain't that way. She don't want to hear that. So when I hear females like that say, oh, black men don't this, they don't that, and then you have black men trying to talk to you and you don't want to listen. It ain't. You just, it is what it is, and it's just up in the air. No, you don't want to listen. So that's why we got shows like this, because it's like we're trying to talk to you and you don't want to listen. And not only that, you come back and complain when you got to be held accountable. She don't want to be held accountable. Right now, she's being held accountable. You're wrong. You full of crap for what you said about black men in totality, and you wrong. Oh no, she got to deal with comes with it. Then why you gonna sit there and say, oh, she ain't wrong for her opinion? Apparently she is. So that's the problem we're having, is because you got stupid females that will support other stupid females because they want to do stupid shit. It's not. Don't nobody, like, you can't say she need to deal with her consequences and she dealing with it right now and you still trying to save her. That's where we messed up. But go ahead.
You know, the funny thing is, she didn't even answer the question. That's what got me. All that shit she said didn't even answer the question. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna have him ask the question again.
I got you.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on it?
I believe where
you can really be adaptive.
First system is that.
Mm-hmm. So let me start here with this question. Who do you think can hold black women accountable in your experience?
Who do you think can hold black women accountable? Watch her answer again.
So I think it's a trial and error type thing. I'm using a pod as an example.
No, I got you.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on it?
I believe we're all responsible for ourselves.
Is she sitting in that room and paying attention to what's going on in the conversation, or is she just speaking every time they come to her?
Yeah, she should have just said no one.
She not answering the question. She about to go on her little diatribe, and I'm gonna let her say it again, y'all, because I know it's like nails on the chalkboard.
We are here. We are not put here to live someone else's life. We're not put here to live somebody else's journey. We're not here to grow our mother's garden. We learn from experience, and we are responsible for ourselves. Like, you can't blame somebody else for what.
Oh, y'all, I see what y'all talking about. They are sitting pretty close, but I think they sitting pretty close because they got to share that mic. I think that's what it is.
You do. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that we are accountable for our actions. We live and we learn. Like, sometimes we make wrong decisions, but it's us who have to pay for it, not somebody else. So we are responsible for us and our actions. Women, black women, whoever it is, I am responsible for myself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. So if how she thinks is how she thinks, she got to be responsible for what comes with that. That's for her. That's not for me, because I don't feel that way. So I'm responsible for me. She responsible for her. Everybody responsible for themselves.
Yeah, our community. This is why I be like, our community be in trouble, because we got motherfuckers that be thinking like, well, what's your thoughts on this? Like, it's crazy.
I would say that I think that is a detriment, first of all, because we should be, if we want to build community around our neighbors, I should be able to tell you something, you should be able to hear it, and vice versa. And as a father to a young girl and boys, what I do is going to affect their lives. So if we sit here and say that we are only useful for ourselves, or we're responsible for what we do for ourselves, I can't sit here and agree. I'm going to be responsible for my sister walking up and down the street, my homegirls, my mama, cousins, nieces, and that just don't stop. And whatever they do is wrong, I'm gonna let them know, and I want them to do the same thing for me, because that's how we build community.
That's okay. When one says that, you ask who's responsible for, what was the question?
Who is responsible for holding black women?
I'm with a black woman. I have a black woman. I have a black mother. I have a black auntie. I'm naming multiple black women that I'm responsible for.
That's fine.
And I will hold them accountable.
That's okay.
And the same
it's
thing.
Okay to give advice, and it's okay to, like, it's not limited. You ask who's responsible for black women's ideas on what did you ask? Your question?
Who's responsible for holding black women accountable?
Yes, that's all you ask. It's not saying. It's not.
I am.
No, that's not. Okay, but I'm just saying it's not limited to that.
Why not?
I'm saying that it's not just limited. Me saying that we're responsible for ourselves does not mean that's it. Like, doesn't mean that I can't give advice to somebody else. I'm saying that my choices, I'm responsible for what the choices that I make. I'm not saying that I won't give advice to somebody that I'm seeing going the wrong way. Of course not. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. I'm answering your one question. It doesn't limit me to that in every aspect. There's other aspects of that.
What you saying?
Because I don't have to. Because you asked me one question, you say, am I responsible for my aunties and my aunt for young women? Of course.
They not black women?
Of course. But I'm responsible for my actions as a person. I'm not living anybody else's life. If I see somebody going the wrong way, of course I'm gonna help them. Like one question does not apply to the whole
He didn't ask
thing.
you who's
You don't
responsible
gotta
for holding you accountable. He said who's responsible for holding black women.
me. I am responsible for holding myself as a black woman.
You talking about yourself. We're not talking about
Bro,
you.
how can I my love, you're not responsible for her or him or this person. Like you ask who's responsible for holding a black woman accountable. I
Not
can't
a black woman. Black
He said black
women.
women. It's just
Okay.
It's a general.
You, me,
That's
I'm
you
responsible
talking
for
about
holding
yourself.
myself. Yeah, because oh my God, God bless. Because like I can't control other people. If I see somebody and I want to give advice and I see them going the wrong way or I see a better way for them, of course I'm gonna offer that to them.
Right.
But I'm not responsible for their decisions. They're on their own journey.
That's
God
not
didn't
that's
put
not
me
the
here
question
for
to ask
them.
you. If you're responsible for the action.
He asked me the question that he asked me
accountability.
that
If
I
you say you see
answered,
something,
but it's
if you
not
say you see
limited. This is what I'm saying. It's not limited. My answer,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean like what he's saying. Oh, I'm responsible for my auntie and my mother and my sister. So am I. But just because I say that I'm responsible for myself, yes, because I'm responsible for my actions. But that doesn't limit me to say that I'm selfish and I don't care about my community. That's not that. Like we don't need to attack each other for just answering one question.
Nobody's attacking you. I'm trying to
I'm
explain the
just
question
saying
to you.
that I didn't say that. I'm saying we don't need to just because I'm answering the question specifically that was asked. Like it doesn't make just because I say yes to this doesn't mean there's a no to everything else.
Jay, I gotta jump in here again. Oh my goodness. She's trying to save face now because what she said and then what Jew said, she didn't like the fact that it made her look selfish and trying to scapegoat. So now she's babbling. And then I keep forgetting the other brother name. I know Eli right there on the right, and then Drew, the other one on the far left that said what he just said. I forget the other brother name. But dog, you didn't. Now you trying to double back because you didn't answer what you think would have been the right question versus standing on business. Dog, he said all women, all black women. Who's responsible for holding them accountable? Drew came in and said, I am. My mama, my sisters, my aunties, my lady, my daughters. And that's, you mean, no, you didn't say that. No, that didn't come from the heart then. You don't have no heart. You're selfish. And then you want to be out here by yourself. Cool, that's fine. Be out there by yourself. But don't come around here and try to act like you can't this and this and that. That's what they say accountable. Accountability means you do care. All the females I dealt with in my life, whether they get mad or not, and I tell them, or men, hey, if you don't want somebody to care for you, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be out here by yourself. You ain't going to have nobody to turn to. You ain't going to have me no more. You're going to be out here by yourself. Oh, well, you know, I ain't mean it like that. No, that's what you said. Homeboy, that's what you said. Homegirl, that's what you said. You want to be out here by yourself? Be out here by yourself. But don't come back and fucking complain because that's what you asked for and that's what you got. And that's why she's trying to do what she's doing now. I digress. My mic is...
And I want to see, do I got Alexis there? I want to see if she had any thoughts so far on what Lil Mama saying, because I know she did. First off, I know she didn't understand the question in the beginning. I think she forgot it. She came up with
No, she didn't care. She didn't care. She wanted to answer how she answered. And when she looked stupid, when a man said what he said, that's why she said what she said. My bad. Go ahead.
It fucked me up.
Look at your cousin. Look at your cousin.
Hey, I guess that's my one, y'all. I lost it already. I blame it on you. I'm taking that from you.
No. I'll blaming stuff on you earlier. I ain't gonna go there, but go.
You done crazy. But nah, like I truly don't think she remembered what the question was, and she just answered something else. And then when he responded with what he said, like you said, she felt like she was being attacked because it made her look selfish with what she said. And it is true. She does look selfish. She's talking about me. She been on that me stuff the whole time. I'm not gonna say nothing about her, what she said. That's her preference. Me, I know that doesn't apply to me. And I'm like, lady, you stuck on that me. we as a community, if we want to see our community do better, we're all responsible for holding our community accountable, whether it's black men or whether it's black women. That goes without saying, but for some people, you know, the people in the back, the people on that short bus, I guess we got to reiterate that for them because she's not getting it. But they ain't done. I think Alexis had to go do some. Hurricane put the cats, and you got the facts. And yeah, she probably doing something. I don't know, Marcus. You know, Alexis. She a mama. She be handling things. Let's keep going though.
Silly.
Real silly.
Women versus men all the time. Like
there's nobody. I'm trying to explain the question to you. You clearly understand the question.
You. And all right, clearly I didn't. So
can I elaborate on this? I think that this is an issue that we have that we as women can't speak in general. We always make it about like us, right? So when we talk about, it could be anything. Like, what do you think about cars? Well, I don't like cars. It's like, well, in general though, like. Let's talk about cars in general, not like your car doesn't work right or this. So when we try to talk about as a whole, it still goes back to like me, what I can't do. If we talk about again as a whole, how do we hold us accountable?
Right.
How do we do better as a whole? Because what one of us does, it affects us all. I don't know why we don't want to like we act like that doesn't exist. Like we are viewed. I don't care me being married or not married. White people see us all the same. It doesn't change. Like we get lumped in one group. We can't say, well, I don't qualify. I'm over here. Yeah. At the end of the day, they see us all. And if we keep painting this narrative as one, and we live in this very much, I only hold me accountable. Yes, I'm accountable for my actions, but at the same time, I still want to hold my sister accountable and let her know, like, sis, that's not cool. Especially if you come to me and telling me. A lot of women don't even tell their friends that they wrong.
Right.
You'll sit there and be like, well, it ain't my fault. I mean, we'll let her tell the whole story, and you know she wrong, and you won't say anything. And a lot of women can't, or they won't, because they're afraid they'll get attacked, they'll get cursed out, they'll lose a friend over holding their friend accountable. Right. And that's kind of where we're at. We can't.
Yeah, I think just in general, why it's important to even have this conversation about holding people accountable is because when you don't hold people accountable, they tend to repeat the same mistakes that this is why we get that generational curse of want to be a baby mama instead of a wife. And because nobody's holding you accountable for your actions, you know what I mean? Now you prioritizing a baby mama life, whatever the case is. Just like on the show, a lot of times we have black women who say they don't feel protected by black men. I think as black men, it's our responsibility to make sure we do a better job at making sure our women are feeling protected. Now, if I had that mentality, damn, you know what, that I'm responsible for myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? All black women are speaking out to us. I can't think individually about something like that. You get what I'm saying? So whether they're not talking about me or whatever the case is, I still have to hold other black men accountable when I see them not doing shit. These niggas hold me accountable all the time when I do some fucked up shit. Like, I'm not gonna be like, they're not gonna be like, well, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's responsible for himself. So I think in order to get back to that community where we all can collectively hold each other without getting offended, without feeling like somebody's attacking us, you know what I mean? So let me get to this next topic.
I do want to ask you though, really quickly, since you do have such an open mind, and do you think that is another way that black men should approach these type of scenarios?
You mean like as far as like trying to hold black women accountable?
Yeah.
I wish I could say that there was a different way that you can go about it. I just think we are in such a bad place. I don't think that there's really anything that you can do. Honestly, I don't think you could say it soft. You could say, sweetie, baby, and it would still be like, why you call me baby? Like it's still honest. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we are this I don't care attitude, this very masculine, I could do what I want, is so deep in us that I don't really know what black men can say. Because even just the thought of how the view of black men already is like you can't win, because black women view black men in such a negative way. So even when you try to say something nice, you're already going to be attacked because you're a black man trying to say something.
And just real quick, what kind of like pushback have you been getting, with your platform? Like what kind of things are you seeing on your end? Like what kind of comments are you getting, or what kind of like, threats are you getting? Like,
I mean, the pushback is always mind your business. That's the go-to, like, or why do you care? And it makes me realize like these people really don't care. And it's 99% black women who, in my opinion, view me a certain way, I guess, based on maybe how I look or my life, from what they believe to be something. But a lot of it is, again, mind your business. Why do you care? Let us do what we want to do, like that. And that's like, are we serious? Or they, your husband's cheating. They just go with it could be anything. You could be talking about the sky being blue. They'll say, well, I hope your husband cheats on you. Or it could be anything. Anything, because you don't want to hear the truth. We can be talking about things that are really, really important, like how we are. Our health is not the best as black women. We need to do better in that department so we could live longer for our children, for our grandchildren. And you'll get attacked for that. It's like you can't say anything to want the betterment of black women. And again, I say this all the time. I'm always talking about how we are the role models for young girls. If you don't care about, if you don't care, then do your thing. Sure. But it's always the ones who don't care that want me to not care. And it's like, I'm just not that person. I'm a school counselor, so I work with kids. It's no way I cannot care. It would be almost, hypocritical for me to do what I do and not care. I'm seeing their mothers, I'm seeing their grandmothers. Their mothers are older than me and they're 17 years old. And, so it's a cycle.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't know it was going to get this spicy on this show, man. I was always going to have a nice conversation, like, you know what I mean? It is nice for the most part. Hit that like button and subscribe if y'all not already subscribed. Let us know in the comments if y'all agree, disagree. Maybe we bugging. Like, maybe we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Let us know in the comments. Let me get to this next topic, right? Can women experience true happiness without romantic relationships with men? What's your thoughts? Can we start here with you?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Can women experience true happiness without being in a relationship with a man?
It depends. I don't know. It depends on the woman. I can only speak for myself. I'm spiritual, so I experience that happiness within God. God instills it in me. So that's my answer to that.
Okay.
Okay. I completely agree. Always God first. But I do believe it's a personal thing. Like if you have your own type of hobbies and things that you enjoy, or things you like to do with friends that doesn't have to be a lover or anything of that nature, then I do believe that you can find happiness without being with a man specifically. I hope we're not speaking. Are we speaking like sensual, sexual, or anything, or are we just saying in general?
Romantic relationship.
Romantic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that you can find friendships if it's in a male or a woman or platonic partners, where it doesn't have to be a sexual thing, where they make you happy and they do the things that I guess you'll probably want the person that you're dating is doing. So I do believe you can find happiness without actually being in a romantic relationship.
All right, so let me reword this question.
Yeah.
Do you think women are truly happy being single?
Yes. What you want to answer?
Oh yeah, I like dating myself. So I've had time where I like dating myself and figuring myself out and trying to understand myself as I developed over years. You know, they say you kind of change every 7 years. So me trying to figure myself out is the only way that I could probably be a good person or advocate to dating anybody. I need to understand myself before I put myself on that type of platform personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe that you can find happiness through dating yourself or just being single without having a partner.
Okay. Well, what's your thoughts on this? I think you spoke about something like this, right?
Yeah, no, I do think women can be definitely happy without being in a relationship. My thought process is, and what I spoke on was, I don't believe that a woman who decides to say, I want to be by myself forever, I don't think that you're truly healed or happy. I think that is a lot of pain that you will decide to be by yourself forever. Like, I just don't think that naturally you want to, spend your last years by yourself. And a lot of women are like, I'm happy by myself. I'm like, but that's now, right? Like, again, we're talking about when time goes on and they really think that. So I think people take it out of, like, they miss the key part, like, forever. If you want to be by yourself forever, you need to do some work. You need to go heal yourself, because again, the whole point that is not true is because you got a dog, you got companionship. So you're truly not happy by yourself. You need someone. We need companions. So that's the point, to show that we're really not built to be by ourselves. We have our friends, we have, our hobbies, we have things that are going to fulfill us. It's just, again, it goes back to, like, what are you speaking from? Is this pain? Is this hurt? Is this trauma that I believe led you to, I'm going to do this by myself forever? I think that that's a broken mentality.
And you were shaking your head. You disagree?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay.
I was saying, when she said forever, I was like, no, time out. Not forever. I do not ever plan to be alone.
Got you. Any thoughts on this?
Man. Can we get the fire extinguisher for her mic?
No, I had a woman come on my live and say that she decided in high school she was going to be by herself forever. She was like 40. Like, that's whatever happened in high school.
That's because nobody wanted her ass.
But whatever happened in high school had to be really hard. That made you decide that from that day on you want to be by yourself forever. Like I said, you got some work to do. Like, that must have been a really bad situation that you decided as a teenager that you wanted to be by yourself forever.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Ace. Okay. All right. This next topic I want to get to. One thing
I like how he skipped the one girl. He took her answer from earlier when she said no. I was like, yep, that's her answer. Just move on and get everybody else. But for you, Ace, that's his name. Name Ace. But
yeah, I seen that too. I heard that too.
And like, we're not designed to be on this earth by ourselves. Like, I don't know if y'all believe in the good book or any religious book, but they all go through talking about how man and woman got here and the role of both and why it was needed. And if you want to go off the scientific stuff, like, why wouldn't they just make one group of women or a human being or whatever that was asexual, that could just reproduce without having anybody else there? Why weren't we designed like that? No, we're meant to be here together. It's a yin and a yang to this shit. It's all by design. Maybe we can figure out one day who design it was, but it's all by design now. You're not going to be happy by yourself no matter what you tell yourself. And I know a lot of people probably go through things in their life and it makes them shut down and separate themselves from even opening themselves up to situations like that. But we're meant to be on this earth with the opposite. But we know a lot of people ain't going to get it. Because got crazy people like this on this panel. And let me try real quick. Alexis. No. She still ain't.
Yeah, you already know. So, real quick, what tripped me out, and I'm glad the sister in the pink said it, is like these females say, and we talked about this before, Jay. You know, I brought this up like a year or so ago. They say they happy being by themselves, but misery loves company. Stop the cap. That the sister said, you need a dog, cat to rely on. And then I always said, these females say they'll be okay by themselves, but guess what? They expect their family to be there for them. They expect their homegirls to be there for them. And then they get pissed off when their homegirls get a man or their female family members get a man and they ain't there for them no more. So when we hear this, oh, we happy about ourselves. No, you're not. Like that show I used to watch back in the days growing up, Golden Girls. Y'all, a lot of black females is on that same time. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being a friend. I go for it. That's so funky. But y'all know doggone well you can't be by yourself. You say what you saying, just like you said, Jay. You can't get what you want. That's what it really is. A lot of females can't humble themselves and be like, you know what? I can't find the man that I want to treat me the way I want. But the problem is a lot of y'all females be wanting the Chaz and Tyrones. It's levels to this. Like Meek Mill said, it's levels to this. You may not be that greatest looking chick, but you want somebody you can look up to and he attracts you and all that. But at the same time, you may not be getting what you want because you can't get the Chad and Tyrone that you want, because the Chad and Tyrone gonna knock you off and walk off. Then not only that, you'll end up being by yourself because you don't know how to humble yourself. And they always say females so much better than men. Well, guess what? We're the same now. We're the same now. At work, females say they don't want dudes hitting on them, but the dudes they like, it's fine. It's a difference from Tyrone Biggums hitting on you than Denzel. It is what it is. Total big difference. And you already know, Jay, I talk to you. I see it. But go ahead.
Let's see here. Kenny said, Jay, I know you don't know the Golden Girls. I know the show. Just never watched it. Like Family Matters.
Kenny, he trust me, he do. He know about the classic Christmas songs. He know about Golden Girls, I Love Lucy. It just me and him it's inside jokes basically. Like I'll be like, man, I'm older than you. He be like, man, you ain't that much older than me. He know. Trust me, he know. He around his pops like I'm around my pops. Trust me. Jay got an old soul.
Hey, look, remember, we ain't got daddies. Our daddies left us. But let's keep going.
Keep going. So right. Oh yeah. My bad. My apologies. Fuck them dudes because they left us, even though we see them every day. But go ahead.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
The thing you speak about on your platform is women dressing modestly and stuff like that. Do you think there's a cultural shift with women not wanting to dress modestly and wanting to be more revealing? Like, what's your thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the norm. I think that, is what women like to see other women in my opinion. I think women hype each other up to dress more revealing, and and even though we know, most of us know that men don't. Good men, a quality man does not want, you can find a man who's going to like it regardless, right? But I think when you start attracting certain men, they're not going to like that. And I think when we get into the modest talk and the conversation, it goes back to the let women do what they want to do, mind your business, why do you care? But I'm like, it's so much protection that I don't think we correlate what being dressing modest. And, again, going back to your point about wanting black men to protect you, how can a man protect you when you put yourself at risk? And I think we kind of undermine that. Even just how we're dressing, we go out in public, I have to know that when I go outside and I'm going to, wear certain things, if I put myself in a situation, I'm now putting my husband in a situation because of how I'm dressing. So I think we go back to thinking about, because I know for us as women, we want to have the autonomy to do what we want, but I think we dismiss. I think as long as you understand why men objected, I think cool. As long as you're aware that why men don't like it, but I think we get into the men are controlling, they're insecure. I personally don't believe, this is just me, I don't believe that a man who's with a woman, if he truly loves her and cares about her, that he will allow her to go outside with no clothes on. That's just me. I don't think he really is serious about her. That's just my opinion. Because I think any man who truly loves his woman in that way and wants to keep her sacred to him, he's not going to want to have her exposed to the world. But if he's like, I don't care, girl, do your thing. I just think that that's a viewpoint on depending upon. I just don't think that's a real man would want his woman to be that way.
Gotcha. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't really have any thought. I don't agree with it, but I don't got nothing to say on it because that's how she feels. My man loves me to death. I'm still gonna wear what I want. I just don't agree with the whole simple fact. You said something like if you wear, what'd you say? You said if you wear revealing clothes, you got to be prepared to come with that.
So I'm saying if I go out in public and I'm wearing, let's say something see-through, and every man is not respectful. We know that, right? And he decides to touch me, right? And again, it's not okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but we know that there are men out here who don't have respect and they will, do things. At that point, I now will have to involve my husband because now I have to, let's say, call him because this man put his hands on me simply off the fact that I was exposing myself.
I feel like, well, that man, if he were to touch you, his mother, whoever raised him, failed him. Because a woman, you should be able to wear what you want without being touched or sexually assaulted.
But let's think about this. What you're wearing, is it not sexual?
Give an example. What you talking about? A dress? You talking about a bikini top? What are we?
Yeah, it's just exposing your body. Your breasts are showing. Your butt is showing. It's see through. We know what people wear. They're wearing very. At this point, it's all the time.
I still don't. Right. I don't agree with what you're saying.
Right.
Though.
But again, I think that's kind of the thought. Like we should be able to wear whatever we want. I think that's also, why we have this clash with men and women.
In a perfect world, that would be ideal. You know what I'm saying? But we know we don't live in a perfect world. Like every man is not raised by a 2-parent household.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not raised right with morals and everything. It's creeps out there. We just had a show about would you want to go in the woods with a bear or a man, and 4 out of 5 picked the bear. You know what I'm saying? So we know that is men out there that women fear.
But and to that point, right? We say black. Let's just use because a lot of this come back to black men a lot of times. If we say black men are so dangerous,
right?
Why would I then go outside with no clothes on around all these dangerous black men?
I don't think I need some.
I don't have that thought. Like I love black men.
You're goddamn right.
But she hit them on the head, and the one thing I'm noticing that is not being addressed, and I wish one of them would have hit old girl back with that. She doesn't agree, and it's like, well, that man that would possibly touch that woman should have been raised right. I can also flip that. We can continue to keep going turn for turn on this one. I would think that woman should have been raised right that decided to walk out of the house half-ass naked. Like we gotta be real about it. Like, that's why I always say we need to bring back change, and we need to start holding people accountable. You quick to call, like, this is my biggest issue, y'all, and I'll tell y'all this because I finally came to a greater understanding about my issue and my point that I'm gonna hit on when it comes to things like talking about things. I don't really care if women want to go out there and show their butt off. I don't really care if dudes want to go out here and be horn dogs and smash all the whatever. It irritates me, but man, by all means, do what you want to do. My biggest issue that I have, is that people want to go out there and do those things and then cry about the consequences that come behind it. Cry about how people view them. Cry about how their life has changed a little bit in their trajectory. People don't take them serious and things like that. That's what I have an issue with. I believe we're all supposed to be grown adults, and we should understand every action has an opposite and equal reaction, whether it's good or whether it's bad. So if you want to go do it, by all means do it. Just don't come back crying about it. Don't come back crying about it because everybody does not think the way you think. Everybody does not believe what you believe. So there's going to be different views coming around. And the problem with the people that keep defending this nonsense is they want to defend the nonsense, but then cry about people judging them after somebody did the nonsense. Like, no, stop. Stand 10 toes on that. You just got to take that L, buddy. If you want to go out and have sex with 100 people in one day and then get mad that no man of value wants to deal with you, you can't cry about that. Well, you can cry about it, but please don't cry over here because don't nobody want to hear it. That's my biggest issue about this stuff. Because people like, look, we all know once you get to a certain age, you start to realize you cannot control the people around you. That's why that word shame was so powerful and it helped keep us in line. Now we got like laws, even though people still break that, but people would hate the stigma of everybody else in society looking at you a certain type of way. But all these chicks that keep saying this nonsense, and dudes say it too, trying to pull back. No, you shouldn't judge. You should. No, we should judge. We should. So my biggest issue, man, look, you want to do what you want to do, by all means, just don't get mad when somebody say something about it. And that's the issue, man. That's the biggest issue, at least for me. But let's see, we lost Alexis. I think she had to go fall asleep or something. Hurricane said the chick with the blue hair shaped like a bear. He was laughing. Marky said So she's a feminist, man hater, and a Jezebel. Yeah, all three of them trifecta. And he said exactly, Jay. Hurricane said facts. Did you have anything on that before I keep going?
Yeah, because I totally agree with you. It's crazy that they don't see it or they don't want to hear it. And it's like, that's the fembot programming. It's like, you actually think that you can do what you want with no consequences. And then what pissed me off the most in real life, all these females that be swearing up and down that they follow the word, they follow the Bible. But you mean to tell me that in the Bible that you've been reading your whole life, you honestly think that you don't have no consequences that you should deal with after life? It's like, hold on. If you follow the word, then you know you doing wrong. But then you got these Christian female feminists who will try to argue the Bible. The same thing they say about the alphabet community and their problems with it, or white people doing the wrong that they do, they shouldn't be doing because of how they feel. They don't want men to tell them what to do, but then you still want men to do the same thing that they've been doing. You don't want to have to deal with being an adult, but you want us to celebrate you for being an adult and paying your own bills and getting your own shit. That's not reality. And shout out to Jane. I wish she was here. Well, we'll have a conversation one another time because we already talked what it is. But at the same time, it made me think back to when we had Jane on the show and we was talking. She was like, "Oh, men don't celebrate when women do this." And you was telling her like, "Well, men hate on each other." And I was telling her out as well, like, hold on. If a man got to feed his family and you competition, why should he celebrate you? So I'm going to go home to my wife and kids and be like, "Oh, another woman, you should be happy that we can't eat tonight because a woman made it." No, I got to feed my family, take care of my family, keep a roof over their head, pay the bills, put clothes and shoes on my kids' back, make sure my wife is happy. I'm the sole, especially if you the sole provider. I'm not finna go home and tell my wife we can't eat because thankfully another woman made it. If you gonna go ahead and do what you do, fine. But deal with the consequences that come behind it. And then when you see those consequences and working in your benefit, try to correct it. Because I've dealt with plenty of black females who say all this stuff. And I remember real quick, one of my exes, I had to tell her, I said, we'll never be equal. Why would you say that? I said, okay, you want to open the door for a man? No, that's supposed to be a man job. I said, thank you. You don't want to do what men have always done. That's why we'll never be equal, because you want to do what you want and still expect men to do what they used to do when women ain't the same. That's why men ain't the same. You got what you want, boo-boo. Don't cry about it now.
They better learn how to roll with the punches. Let's keep going.
I'm not scared of black men.
I'll see y'all next episode, yo.
What?
Honestly, like I didn't think we think about if we and I'm not. This is not to where any of the ladies on the couch, but a lot of women feel that way. Black men are dangerous. They pick the bear over the man.
No,
but if we're in this world and we are going outside, because a lot of women go outside in scandalous clothing, and they also get belligerently drunk. So you're also putting yourself in a bad position while you're also not dressed the right way. So again, you can be taken advantage of by, so I just think if we use that thought process that they're so bad, why would we not want to protect ourselves at all costs?
I want to say, I don't use that thought process. I've never thought that like a black man would be unsafe to me. Like I've never had that thought, like where I couldn't run to a black man and be like, if somebody chased me, I would run to the black man. But I never felt unsafe. Like I would never. I know everybody's experience is different, but I've never thought that. I've never been raised like that. I've never been in that environment where I feel like I hate black men or I dislike black men or that I'm scared of them. Like I look to them to put.
Right.
Protect me. Like I wouldn't run away from a black man. I wouldn't want to be in the forest with a bear. Why would I want to be in the forest with a bear? I want to be in the forest with a man, with a black man that can protect me, that I can communicate with. Like that's
the logical and reasonable.
That's not like, you know what I'm saying? That's not my thought. Like why would I be so scared? I don't know. I everybody's entitled to their opinion, but why would I be so scared of a black man? Like when I come from one, like I just don't understand that. And that's just.
I don't like her talking, because everything she talks about is about her. When we're having general conversations, she need to go to the I group conversation, because she's annoying me right now.
It's my own experience, but I don't know. Maybe I'm out the loop. Maybe I'm living in a bubble, but I never thought that was the general idea of women. Never. Like never. Not even the women around me. Like
But
they're not afraid of black men.
I don't mean to go back, but that's why it was so important for us to articulate how we felt about the first statement.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to challenge certain things that you said because it is I'm on both sides. I'm very expressive when it comes to my styling and things of that nature. I'm not going to sit here and try to form fit myself into what the expectations is because I am heavy set or I have this shapely body. I'm not doing that personally. Women that do it, I get it. But if a woman is slender and she can wear a bantu top, I don't understand why women that have, a bigger chest shouldn't be able to wear the bantu top. Do you get what I'm saying? So I get the bias and the things of that nature where certain things through certain expression can lead to people sexualizing you. But as a woman, you're already sexualized. There is no adjusting how men view you, right? Yeah, they might see you and say, oh, she wants it. No, she doesn't. It shouldn't give a man a green light to say, oh, because she wore the sleazy, short-fitted skirt that she obviously wants some type of... No, I can't agree with that. I get what you're saying because it will start attracting the wrong type of attention. I get what comes with it because I've been in modeling predicaments and stuff like that. But I think it's solely focused on the person and it shouldn't be form-fitting where it's like, oh, all women should dress in all black, covered head to toe, and like as if we're Muslim or anything of that nature. If we think back in the 90s, they were wearing the stuff that's coming back now. You get what I'm saying? Like the skirts and mini skirts, they're redoing it. So it's nothing new under the sun when it comes to style.
But if we go back, right, like the 90s is just not that long ago, right? But if we go back to the 60s, they weren't.
Yeah,
right.
They weren't.
You know, so we go
certain things were, even when you think about stripping and things like that, they were more so they would keep the bralette on. Yeah. So I get what you're saying as we have evolved as people and as women, but I don't believe that women should have to place themselves in a box because they're afraid of how the next sex may react to it. That's just like, I don't think when I'm going outside, like, oh yeah, this is very flattering. Yeah.
But bitch, you've been complaining.
Look, that's the thing. Just don't complain, and that's one thing they can't stop themselves from doing.
She said that the 90s, and shout out to the sister in the pink, and I seen her YouTube channel. I made sure to subscribe, but I gotta look it up so I can remember the name. Shout out, but. She said the sister in the pink said the 60s they were just like that. Then the heifer in the middle talking about, oh yeah, those scrippers back then. You went to the same thing. You know what the difference is? The difference is that those scrippers back then understood they was hoes. And just like the chick, I forget her name, but on Harlem Nights, the Eddie Murphy movie, when she said, I'm an honest hoe. And all my hoes is honest. Meant we understood our place in life. Just like even gangbangers back in the 80s understood you don't bring this, or even the 90s, you don't bring this to your family. If I decide to come to a family gathering, I ain't wearing no stripes, I ain't wearing no flag, none of that. I'm gonna dress cordial. And even because a lot of dudes talk about that. It's Bloods and Crips that were family members because they grew up on different sides, especially they came from a single mother home. Just keep it real. But back then, the family was so structured where it was like, I'm not going to come over here and set trip. I'm going to chill out. I know my cousin is from the other side, even maybe my sibling from the other side. We're not going to bring this over here because I'm supposed to hate you because you're from the other side, but we ain't did nothing wrong to each other. So we ain't gonna come over here with this BS. But you mean to tell me you want to be a hoe? Just be a hoe. But the problem is these white fembots got our women thinking. I'm glad you said this is for us to talk. They got us believing for all these damn decades that you should be able to be a hoe and still get the same respect as a woman. Remember, real quick on that. I'm sure you watched Boondocks like I did, Jay. Remember when it was an episode, I don't know if you remember the episode, but it was an episode where Grandpa had got a pimp named Slickback to try to teach Tom how to put his wife in check. And no, my bad. It was when Grandpops was dealing with the little prostitute chick, his prostitute chick. And he was going off on her. And he was like, you ain't gonna talk to a woman like that around me. And he was like, woman? Excuse me, sir, but this is a hoe. That's the difference nowadays. This is what which is all average man, beta pill, blue pill dudes we are nowadays. We don't want to stand on business, or we using the little head paws to run our lives. There's a difference between a female, chick, broad, and a hoe, and a bitch. And these females these days want to be this. And real quick, I'm gonna end it here. I had conversations with plenty of guys who are older than me that would sit there and tell me, and I had other females try to say this cliche shit. Oh, my thing was, if a chick dressed like a hoe, more than likely she's a hoe. Then they want to throw that bullshit in the, oh, well, you know, you got regular females that might be hoes too. Yeah, that sounded cute back in the 90s. But we in 2024. If a chick dressed like a hoe, she possibly a hoe. And I don't want to hear that this woman who carries herself conservatively is a hoe. Even the chicks that swear they're conservative might be a hoe. So if you dressing like, if you dressing like a duck, walking like a duck, talking like a duck, Affleck. Go ahead.
No. It is what it is. Let's keep going.
Nah, I'm not even, because
do you care how you're portrayed though? Like, do you care how?
Absolutely not. I'm here to serve one person, and that's God.
So let me ask you a question: are you a mother?
No.
If you had a child, would you care how you're portrayed to your children?
To a certain things, I would not expose my children to.
No, like I'm saying, like your normal, the way that you like to express your style.
Oh yeah, like my 9 to 5. I'm sure if I told you probably my position in my career path, you would probably think I'm the total opposite, and I like it like that because I don't want people to know what I do in real life.
No, I get it. I'm just saying our kids are going to see us.
Yeah, so
in all aspects.
My
so I'm just saying, would you care?
Absolutely. So if it's something that I'm going out to a nightclub with my friends and we like, okay, we go dress, you know, it probably would have happened. But if we're like, okay, we're going to wear hoochie wobby outfits, then I wouldn't. Yeah, my kids would probably be with their daycare provider by then, and I wouldn't expose them to that because they're not at that age where they should be exposed to it. But if you think about it, societal norms and the parental control, you don't really have control over it. So I probably would want to express certain things to my children and start to set the tone for them prior to them seeing it on the street and adapting to it elsewhere. With that being said, no, I get what you're saying. Like certain things I would definitely limit my kids to. I wouldn't let them see me at a young age, like going out to a nightclub.
She doesn't understand her answer to this issue. She's contributing to it. Like, I can't control my kids because, you know, we don't really have control over our kids. They're going to see it out in public. Well, maybe they wouldn't see it out in public if their mother, just like all those people out in public, didn't have the idea that I could just wear whatever I wanted to wear or do whatever I wanted to do.
Excuses.
Like, baby, you're contributing to the thing that you say you can't control. You can control it, and other people can too. You just choosing not to, and then you trying to chalk it up to the game. Yeah, it's a selfish mindset. It seems like all three of them got a selfish mindset, but I'm gonna let them keep going.
And I have a Bondu top on, so my daughter thinks I don't even approve of certain kids at a certain age wearing 2 pieces. You get what I'm saying? Kids, I don't think my daughter would never wear 2 pieces at a certain age. Belly button piercings, no.
Yeah.
I believe that at certain ages where you have to set the tone with your children to build that type of connection to let them know, like, okay, I accept you for you and what is appropriate. My mom goes through it to this day, and I'm grown as heck, and my mom is still like, but you're my daughter. And I'm like, I get it. My mom's like, you never want to understand until you have a child. So I get why people have these visuals of what should be. But I don't think that people should try to change who they are to fit into societal norms of what is accepted or what things to avoid in life. It would just make, I think it would make a lot of people miserable because it's like, okay, I can't be.
Stop making excuses for being a hoe.
Kardashians can wear it because they're on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like certain things that come with it. It's like they get to wear it, but when I put it on, it's like, oh, why you got it on?
They got security.
They got
security and it's TV. Okay, well, guess what, lady? There's a lot of things in this world that are frowned upon that I'm pretty sure you would frown upon it, and it's also not illegal. So if your daughter's 18 years old and a 50-something-year-old man decides to date her, you going to have an issue with it? Because the mindset that you're giving right now is that you shouldn't be able to say nothing. Let them do what they want to do. Let them be who they want to be, right? But I can guarantee you she would have an issue with that. There's a lot of things in this world I think she would have an issue with, but when it's something that she wants to do, something that pertains to her, she doesn't think anybody else should have an issue with it. And that's why I don't listen to people like this. And got to the point now, it's like, yeah, you're dumb. And people always say, don't be so dismissive. Nah, be dismissive of them. Some people don't need microphones. Some people don't need to be talking to people. And some people don't need to be listened to by people. She dumb. Because that mindset is why we've gotten so bad in all of our communities. It ain't just in the Black community on this topic, but all communities. We keep trying to push the boundaries. And mainly it's a lot of these women trying to push the boundaries of what is acceptable in society. And look how bad society's gotten. Birth rates down, replacement rates about to go through the crap. Cause I'm trying to look for another word because I was about to cuss. But nah, man. This mindset is very detrimental. That's why the Bible say, do not hearken into a woman's words, man. The Lord was trying to tell dudes earlier, long time ago, and these be the same women that say they need to speak, that claim they believe in the Bible. The Bible told you need to shut up. Ain't saying just be silent all the time, but you need to shut up when it comes to certain issues. And this type of stuff right here, chicks like this give a lot of other women a bad name because it would make a guy like me walk into a room and as soon as they started talking, I'm not listening to you. Just because I done ran across a whole bunch of chicks like that. And they'll say that's wrong, but guess what? They've been doing that shit all night when it comes to dudes. So I'm like, it's a circle jerk. It's a circle jerk where you're never going to get anywhere because something wrong with them. Hurricane said facts. Look, I'm going to keep playing. It's the problem. Don't listen to chicks like this, man. For real. Honestly, just walk away.
Security. Right. I guess that's why, but
I really like the...
Well, let me say something. I think why men and women view this topic so different is because like men are looking at through the lens of a protector, and women, like you said earlier, is just like, I could do what I want. I mean, y'all not thinking about the future, the consequences of.
But I've been with a man that's very accepting. He helps out me. You know, my best friend has helped out me and been because he is a protector. He is my sole provider. So he's there for me regardless. Of course, if I'm talking about baby, I'm about to walk down the block in a bikini. It was a time where I had a double up. What's it called? Like hose. I don't think they call it hoseries. You know when it has a hose in the dress? What do we call them? Fishnet. Yes, fishnet. I want to call it hoseries. Fishnet dress, but I had it doubled up, and he was even like, okay.
Oh, well, that's what you were trying to say.
Change that. Because I had double. So you can't really see, you could see portions of my skin, but you couldn't really see it because I doubled up the dress. But the point was, he called it out, like certain things, like, okay, panties, we don't want to see your panties. Put a different color panties on. So he would call out certain things, but it was never like, okay, I need you to change the outfit. Actually go put a coat on, some sweats. And yeah, I don't
You said this your best friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but he's a male. He was, he's my.
What's your man? But
what I was about to say?
We dated prior. He was my, he's my.
No, I'm saying, but was he your man? When he was your man, would he be able to do that?
Yeah, he came outside with me. Yeah, it's been times where he came outside with me. He when he knows he has a good looking woman, he doesn't expect people not to look. It's just like respect her. Like eyes wonder naturally. As men, y'all can probably equate to that. Your eyes wonder.
I think there's ways of looking beautiful and sexy and have sex appeal without revealing yourself.
Absolutely.
So that just I'm different on that.
Absolutely.
I think like a lot of the times when I hear these conversations, right, is always go down
Put
like you
on
said,
your
chicks and young
red
girls.
dress.
I think what's happening now is, you know, we're having young boys being raised, and whenever they go to social media now they're being told they ain't shit, don't be with him, this, that, and the third. The young girls are growing up hearing that same rhetoric towards young black men or black men. And then on the other end, you have young black boys who are grown up and they're seeing women, their mothers being super sexualized, and then them start to, you know, listen to the music, and now they're sexualized women. Now we have this over sexualization. So we don't realize the impact that we have on the youth and how they're going to grow up. Because now, again, it goes back to now the cycle again. Now the young boys are going to grow up, and now they might not want to fuck with black women because all they heard their whole lives is black women bashing them and saying, don't be with them, or they this, that, and the third. And now we got young girls growing up who going to have the same, oh, well, this girl said all black men is whatever the case is. Like, it must be true because she got a lot of comments under her shit. Like, so again, we're continuing the same cycle. There's no solutions. It's just bashing, and I don't see it getting any better. Like, you know what I mean? So even with the modesty thing, it's just like, you know, if somebody is telling you, hey, like, you know, your man, you know what I mean? He has an input. He should have an input. We go back to, you know, societal norms that we don't tend to give men. Like, we use, like, as society has progressed, we become so like alternative lifestyle. Like, we don't fit into these societal norms. But when it comes to men, they always have to continue being their roles have never changed. But now women's roles are interchangeable now. Oh, well, we don't have to cook. We don't have to be submissive. We don't have to clean. That a man can do. This is the rhetoric we're hearing. While a man's job is he has to be a provider. There's no flexibility in that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you why I feel like it has came to that type of conclusion? A lot of times, what we've seen in households where women are bringing those type of things to the table, there's no acknowledgement. There's no form of appreciation. They are being violated. They are being cheated on. They are being treated very low. So why would a woman continuously be that type of sole provider or go out her way to learn how to cook, clean, provide, be nurturing, stay at home? Why would a woman do that?
But
they would have to create a form.
You know, there's men that's providing for women that got cheated on. So do you think that's a valid excuse for the next man to be like, you know what? I provided everything for this woman. She cheated on me. So now I'm never going to do it again.
And there are households where you're taught to love your man, to not conform to what everybody else is thinking, to be the leader, not a follower. Like, it doesn't matter what everybody else is saying. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know that a man is this. You know that black is this. Like, who cares what everybody is saying?
Not that again.
We're going, if
All
a
right,
lot of our
maybe
people
it's
grow
not,
up
but
in
I.
single-parented households, how are they hearing
But
that?
even in single parented households, there are some single parented households that teach that. Like, don't be a follower, be a leader. Like, there's that you should love.
Man, hold on real quick,
that
Jay.
you should love yourself above all.
You're right. I'm so sick of telling these heifers. It's not that sum is not high enough. Because if it was, it wouldn't be 7 out of 10 black women single mothers. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be y'all holding on, trying to get what you can get, and expecting the man to do right after he been busting them cheeks, and then you get pregnant. It wouldn't be y'all getting pregnant and he after before you were supposed to get married and you never get married. This is the problem that we keep having. Is you mean to sit down there and tell me that it don't matter. This is for you and this is shut up. You see what our communities, and it's so sad because the little blue pill in me to purple pill and red pill in me is like, all right, you know what? I understand women saying this. I understand why women mad about this. Then she say women weren't getting this and they weren't getting that. They weren't getting appreciated. How you gonna sit there and tell me that a woman was getting a house taken care of? She didn't have to go out in the real world and work, and she wasn't getting appreciated. Now that women are in the work field, right? Women in the work field these days are the same as men. You cranky. You don't want to get up and go to work. You don't want to take care of the family. So now you talk trash if there is a man around, or it's women been like Umar step ass. Women been doing this for the last 50, 60 years. Man, look at this. Black men been doing this since the beginning of time. We the first people on this earth. We've been doing this for centuries. So you can compare the last 50, 60 years of the government, let's say last few hundred years to thousands of years of what black men been trying to get taken down, and then sit up here and tell me that, this is just what it is. Black women have to do it. They shouldn't have to do it. Yeah, they shouldn't have to do this. But there's a difference from the black American man history versus African man history. And y'all supposed to be the most educated, and you mean to tell me that more black men know this? And remember, I told you, Jay, I had an event I went to and was filming, and I was schooling a black woman that was 60, 61 years old. I'm 40. I'm schooling a black woman that was 60, 61 years old about her own history she didn't know, and she didn't learn that until she watched a movie. Come on, man. You can't tell me the strength of a black man don't exist no more if I got a woman that's 20-some years older than me and I'm schooling her. Black men are the leaders. But we going to have to start being the same way. And if you want to date out your race, that's fine. Date out your race. But just make sure you find a submissive, feminine woman that's going to respect you as a man. Don't shit on your own race, because it ain't going to help you at the end of the fucking day. And for brothers like me that, I'm black, y'all, I'm blackity black, we got to have our shades on to see what it really fucking is, because you got dumb bitches like this, and just because niggas is fucking her, and just because white feminists is swooping her, and other stupid black females, not black women, because I separated. There's a difference between a black woman, and I know a feminine black women that I don't have an issue, and black females that are feminists try to argue with me. I told them straight up, I guarantee you, if you go ask how many black men that support you, I guarantee I got more black women that support me than the black men that support you. I digress.
I will tell you, you lost all your cuss cards for like the next month already. But outside of that,
nah, I gotta keep getting trippy, but go ahead.
But outside of that, man, look, a lot of our sisters have an issue with adopting white women's stuff. They keep trying to put themselves in a position of white women not knowing the history that we come from. You alluded to it. That ain't our experience in this country. So I don't know why you keep yelling from the mountaintops that you're supposed to have it this way, and this is if people ain't giving you that, then something's wrong. You don't understand your own plight, and you don't understand the plight of the men that you want to take care of you. Because if you did, you wouldn't say the things that you say. Now, nobody's trying to make an excuse for men, especially black men, not to be on their P's and Q's and try to grind and push this community forward. But you can't put a standard on somebody that you can't even achieve yourself. Like we got to start being real, man. This is a selfish ass mindset that a lot of these ladies are having. At least the ones on this panel, especially. Like you coming in here with a white woman's argument. That ain't your fight. That ain't your plight. You got your own game to play. You might want to focus on that before you keep trying to focus on somebody else's and make it yours. Because it's not going to happen overnight. Especially it ain't going to happen the way you're talking about it. Because all you're doing is just complaining about everything instead of actually doing something. You know, they always say the first step to recovery is actually acknowledging you have a problem. You want to recover from whatever you're dealing with, you have to acknowledge the problem. A lot of these chicks on this panel need to acknowledge, like, look, first off, you're not white. First off, you didn't come from that background. First off, you better start doing a look back in time to realize your situation, to understand who you are. Once you understand who you are, then you can move forward. This one girl keep talking about she know who she is. Then why the fuck you talking like you're a white woman? Why you got the same expectations as them? I ain't saying that it ain't possible. Yeah, we got black excellence all around the place, but baby, on the vast majority, that ain't the case for you. So you might want to switch it up a little bit, but clearly they're not. But let's see. I'm gonna keep going. Blue hair ain't saying nothing in a second.
Like, you should care about how you carry yourself, and that is what's supposed to carry you. Like, it's not everybody else's job. Social media is not what's supposed to be raising you. That's not like the prototype. You know what I'm saying? It's what's in the home.
But social media
it's influence. But when you're taught to be strong in your home, it don't matter. You look at those people like, oh my God, what are they doing?
But that's not, I think I don't know if y'all recognize how powerful social media is. Like, you can say because most children are being raised by single mothers, right? Most in the black community. Mm-hmm. And social media is very much raising our children. It's very much so. Even if your mom is saying, sweetie, do this, do that, you got your social media and your friends who are way louder because that's all you see. Kids don't even have a difference of the more modest girls versus the not. Everybody is, right? I've seen it with my own eyes. My students coming to school with Ethika shorts on. They're in 12th grade. And I tell them very, very frankly, the way that you dress, be mindful of how boys are going to treat you. You have to be mindful. It doesn't mean that you should be called out your name, but you have to be prepared when you come to school and you want to wear a see-through tights on with a thong to show your butt. You have to be prepared for how you will be treated. Mm-hmm. It's not okay, but when you do certain things, you have to be prepared for what's going to come. So if you don't want that treatment, I'm not saying that you can't still be called out your name, but again, you're more likely. And these kids are very much. These girls are seeking attention so badly, and all they know is to do is take clothes off. That's it. That's what they think is.
So how do you recommend them be prepared for it? Like, what would you say?
Recommend to be prepared for what?
Yeah, when you say that, when you come into the school with the Ethika shorts, you have to be prepared for how boys react to you. So, like, what is the preparation? Like,
no, I'm saying like,
she telling you not to do it. Do you not get that? Or that option just doesn't flare in your mind? She pretty much telling you not to do it. But if you're gonna do it, don't be getting pissed off that people are saying something to you. The first step is don't do it. This girl she can't get that in her head to realize that's the first step. You want to say, well, in spite of that, it's like those people that don't want to hear when people talk about not having kids out of wedlock, not having kids at a certain age and stuff. They don't.
And then they say everybody don't want to be married.
Yeah. But then they'll be the same ones complaining, talking about we need to talk about solutions after the situation happens. Like, yeah, you ain't supposed to be telling Keisha she don't need to be messing with them boys and stuff. Next thing you know, Keisha pregnant. Well, we need to figure out how to help Keisha and stuff. I'm like, well, Keisha shouldn't have been having a baby. That ain't what we here to talk about. We need to talk about how to help her now. Like, no. Focus on preventing. Like, that's why a lot of ladies have an issue with the guys in relationships. Because guys are very preventative. Like, I'm not trying to deal with mess. Like, me and my girl go out. I'm not trying to deal with no nonsense. I'm trying to have a good time with my girl. We're trying to enjoy our night. But if she comes out the house wearing Hoochie Mama, whatever, I know dudes are going to look at her and say something. So I'm going to try to prevent that. These ladies don't get it. They think that they should just be able to do whatever they want to do and nothing should happen. We don't live in a perfect world.
Hey, real quick, Jay, this is what these females don't realize why these dudes are disrespecting. And I thank God he gave me this discernment and this thought real quick. The reason why you have those crazy dudes that will try to touch, feel on chicks, say disrespectful stuff is because over history, these were the streetwalkers. This was the underbelly of society. you can feel on the chick to let her know you trying to purchase. You can go ahead and say certain things, and they will respond like, okay, yeah, this is and then they give you the menu, the price breakdown. That's why these dudes do this. Now, of course, you got the dudes that's, going to try to commit great. But overall, they normalize hoes and whores, prostitutes. So, like, fuck it, I'm going to keep it gangster. I'm like Corey Holcomb. I'm going to keep it real. When I was out there fucking out tricking, I didn't have to touch and do that. You know what I'm saying? These females would go the extra mile to show they for sale. So you got the guys that used to dealing in that, and then they go to a club setting, bar, somewhere in the nightlife, and these chicks dressed a certain way. They were advertising. Now it's normalized, and it don't matter how they dress. Why it matter? Why we got to get prepared for this? How they get prepared for that and all that? It's like, what you trying to get? Whole lessons? Like, that's what it is. These females, and real quick, I had this conversation a bunch of times with men and women. Oh, when I say if a woman dressing like a street worker, sex worker, most likely that's what she is. Oh no, because you got the sticky women that'll do this and do that, and it's like, hold on. Unless you telling me all women are like that, don't say that shit to me. What? No, I ain't saying that. Then don't say what you just said. Any woman that's advertising her butt cheeks hanging out her dress or her skirt, breast popping out her shirt, she look Gucci Mane wife. I'm sorry to say it because I like how they unions and she held them down. Which goes to show, if a man been in prison, he get held down, he gonna stick with that chick, especially if he can marry her. But if your woman dressing like a 304 street sex worker, come on, man, don't sit there and tell me that. I ain't saying she deserves great, but if a man say a certain thing, look at her a certain way, and because of what she's wearing, because it's about mitigating risk. You can't sit up there and tell me that the average black person is supposed to be feeling sorry for those black females or females that just happen to be black, getting treated a certain way, going out here in the clubs, dressing like hoes, showing themselves like hoes on Facebook and online on social media, then warrant what happened to them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man, look, can't dress like a streetwalker and expect to be respected like a wife. Just not gonna happen. No matter how many times these ladies keep yelling for it. But let's keep going.
You may not be treated nicely. He may call you out your name. Like, if you're okay with that, keep wearing them. But if you don't, you can't come and say, Miss, he called me, he looking at my butt, he keep talking about my butt. You're in shorts that his eyes are only looking at your butt. We can't, again, like you said, everybody's on the look. They're boys. Everything is over sexualized. So everybody's not being raised to, keep their mouth shut. So there, again, if you don't want him to say these things, I've even had girls, I'll say, I can see your panties, but don't look. I can see your panties. They're out. They want to show their panties. They want to. So you have these situations. And again, it still goes back to being very harmful. You got a girl who's playing too much with a boy. He does this to her. Then they get into a situation and she's calling her brother. Now somebody's not here anymore. All over, right? Because she thought she could wear whatever she wanted to. And then now we're in this bad position. And they're 16 years old. All because I think I could do whatever I want to do.
What you gonna say? Listen, man. Let me get to this. We got two more topics before we get up out of here. What are some? Why do some women trauma
hit that like
bond?
button, y'all?
Yeah, for sure, hit that like button, man. Why do some women trauma bond over events, even though they haven't personally experienced it? I'll give you an example. I was talking to this one woman, and we had a very extensive conversation, and she told me she had a great father. She's never been cheated on. She has all these positive black male figures in her life, but yet she always felt the need to send me like these negative, black men ain't shit, or black men are deadbeat, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I had to ask her, like, why you never experienced this? Like, why do you feel like you're trauma bonding over experiences that you haven't personally experienced yourself? And I do tend to see this a lot with women. Can you speak on that from your personal experience? Do you see some women trauma bonding over experiences that they never experienced themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to speak for all women. I can only, I'm emotional. I feel empathy for other women, so it's easy for me to like trauma bond or sympathize with what they've been through. But I'm gonna let you ladies take over. I got a show to perform, but this podcast was great. And
We appreciate you. Like,
Have a great show.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on this whole trauma bonding experience? Why do you think some women are quick to trauma bond with experience that they never personally experienced themselves?
From personal experience, I mean, I did experience what a lot of my friends went through later on in life, later than they did. But I do feel like it's like she kind of said it, like women are naturally nurturers and emotional creatures. So I feel like if you tell somebody a story, it's kind of like setting the tone and creating like a form of imagery where it's like, okay, I can imagine what you went through. No, I don't feel it, but what you're saying, I'm more so leaning towards how you're feeling. So sometimes that creates a bond that you never experienced, and not saying that it will feel the same, because even after, if I use my own example, my first official heartbreak and let down by a male, from cheated on to all types of things where my friends went through, and I'm like, I know great men. I've experienced only, and they were telling me things, but I've never been cheated on. So me finally experiencing that, it kind of changed like the understanding, like the momentum of, oh, okay, this is why it took you so long to heal. This is why, it was a process. This is why I kind of told you, like, get over it, or let's go here, let's go try, let's go painting, or try to change your mindset or get your mind off that person. And it took them longer than I expected. So I think a lot of times with trauma bonding, it's just happening through not really personal experience. It's just listening to the person's story and kind of hearing it out and trying to connect the one and two from not even the same type of trauma, but possibly trauma that you've experienced. So it doesn't have to be, I don't think it has to be exact, but I think a lot of times just hearing somebody's story, you're like, ooh, I kind of feel it. So it's kind of like a feeling.
What's your thoughts?
Trauma bonding. I don't know about trauma bonding. What do you define trauma bonding as?
Someone bonding with other people over a shared experience. But in this case, sometimes it's not necessarily a shared experience. It's just you're living vicariously through somebody else's trauma.
I don't relate to that. I feel sorry when people tell me stories like where they've been abused. Of course, I hurt for them because I'm a female. I don't want other females to get hurt. But bonding, not so much. Like, I feel bad. Like, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you got out of that. Like, I love you so much. Like, I try to give them love, but I don't know about bonding, like where I relate to it. No, if something does, like, and what you said about the reels, like if it doesn't apply to me, I don't like it or anything. I just look at it. It ain't for me. Next, like, I don't bond over that. Like, if it's not for me, it don't apply. Let it fly.
Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's easier to trauma bond. I think that a lot of women, because I've experienced where I'm like, it's not even your story. So why are you attacking me? And it's like, well, I feel like I got to defend all Black women who's been through it. But it's like, it's not your story, right? So I think it's easier to stay. This is how we've unfortunately been viewing how we've been developing friendships. A lot of it is based on a trauma bonding. You'll see with a lot of friendships that way. When I'm out of my trauma, then we're not friends, right? Because it was only cool for that point. So that's why they don't really like me, because I'm not on here to trauma bond with. I want us to, like, I've even had a live where they was just going, it was like story after story. And I'm like, wait, this is not the live where we gonna be on here trauma bonding. Like, it's not one person tell their story about being this happening to them and they just kept going. I'm like, wait, I want us to not be victims. And you tell a story that happened 15 years ago. Let's be survivors. Like, let's not sit in this victim mentality. And I think that that's how Black women feel. I'm gonna speak for Black women. I feel like that's how we feel like we can only get to know women. It's like, oh girl, your boyfriend cheated on you. Mine did too. And then we just, that's kind of how a lot of relationships, it could be anything. It could be a job, but it always comes with something bad that that's kind of how it goes. And then you had, like I said, the women who it never happened to them before. And this is what the sisterhood, quote unquote, has become, that you're just defending stuff that don't even have nothing to do with you. But when it's something that's wrong, you don't defend it. You won't stand up for nothing. It's only when it fits, But I think a lot of women are defending their mom, their sisters. So a lot of them are speaking for other people and they don't even know.
Do you think that women bond over like positive things though? Like, or like walking down the street and they both got flowers in their hand, like, oh, your man bought you flowers, oh, my man bought you flowers too. Do you think that?
I don't think it's as a majority. I think that that's a more minority of that happening, right? I don't think that in today's society that I think it's easier. Again, it's easier for us to sit on the phone for 15 hours and dog this man out. You know what I'm saying? Versus sit down and talk about how great Black men are. That
you said you don't identify with trauma bonding, so you identify with the opposite. Like what I was talking about.
With
bonding over positive.
Yeah, like yes.
I do believe that there's like I do believe it's a minority thing. It's not something that's so common. And even when you find yourself in a predicament of trying to do so, you kind of feel like silly because it's like that person is not filling your cup up.
Or the women who are trying to share their flowers, women will attack you for sharing your flowers. So again, if your story is too happy, they don't like it because it ain't a sad story that we can relate to. I can relate to the pain, but I can't relate to them flowers. So I want to strip those flowers from you.
Yeah, I think it's so crazy because I feel like that's how men that's how men bond. You know what I mean? Like we at the basketball court and we bond over happy things. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you just won your game. I mean, I was killing over here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we form friendships. And then we get penalized for women saying, "Oh, y'all friendships don't be deep." Like, you know what I mean? It's just surface level. But our friendships last our whole life. Meanwhile, y'all best friend is 2 years ago. Like, I mean,
they on Instagram talking about I need a new bestie.
And I think nowadays, honestly, like especially with women, we are always competing.
Mhm.
It's never like you said, nobody's ever building you up or saying positive things about you. Like, girl, get to it. Or it's never nothing positive. It's always some type of somebody may say something positive, but there's always a double negative somewhere. Like.
It's like the
butt.
Yeah,
it's like the butt.
We trying to compete in the Victim Olympics. Like, yeah, my man cheated on me. Well, my man cheated on me and he stole my car. Well, my man cheated on me, got a girl pregnant, and like,
I
it's
had a post that went viral. I saw a woman who shared. It was.
That.
Nah, they talking shit to each other.
Nah, I do think that does happen. Like, yeah. Nah, actually, degrees maybe. Yeah. I don't know about the bed.
But I had a woman share. I saw the post where she talked about they were bonding over who had the worst baby daddy. Like, and that was going. Everyone's like tag me in. So you got women making videos about who baby daddy is the worst. Like that was a trend, right?
Mhm.
And that's what we do, right? So it's like tag me in. But if you tell a story like. Tell me a story about, someone, the best that you ever been on. A woman will share it. Now people get in your comments and eat you up because you're talking about how happy your day. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that, unfortunately.
I knew there was a shift because
it's going back to the point that Out was alluding to earlier. Misery loves company, and a lot of ladies, they like one girl said that we're in competition with other women. Men are in competition with each other all the time. That's how you got all these different countries, all these different municipalities and things. Men been in competition. That's why you have sports the way it is. We're in competition all the time, but we go about it a different type of way. And I'll say it's toxic the way a lot of ladies deal with their situations. That's why a lot of ladies don't like other ladies in the grand scheme of things. Like, you'll see some of the biggest feminist female supporters online. These girls get on the internet and talk about how men are bad and all the other women are bonding with her and shit. And then you look at her personal life and she ain't got no fucking friends. She ain't got no female friends. Like, the only people that's giving her support and actually caring about her for real is guys around her. It's like, you go about it the wrong way. And it's because, like, they are in competition, but they don't know how to compete the way we compete. Men, we kind of put ourselves into different categories. Like, he's better at basketball. He got that. He's better at making money in this industry. He got that. We can compete to try to catch up to him and pass him, but most dudes ain't really sitting around trying to pull a motherfucker down. They're really trying to get there. Now, are there dudes that do it? Yeah. But that's not usually the norm because most people will call you out for that. Oh, you lame as hell, bro. You over here trying to talk crap on that dude's name, bro. Like, man, get out there and get it. Like, dudes will call you out on that. Ladies, they won't say nothing to each other in the vast majority. Now, there's some that will. Yeah, we got a lady in the pink that's on the panel right now trying to call out some of this stuff in the nicest way possible. And I give her props for that because I think she don't want to have to square up with none of these girls up in here. She's trying her best to be nice about explaining it, but some of these chicks need to understand, like, y'all ain't the only ones that's competing out here. Like, men are competing too. We just go about it a different way. See, Ob said, notice how the blue-haired chick left and now they having a better conversation. They was playing victim. They was trying to defend her for a good little bit, but I'm glad they not letting the other girl speak that much. But it could go left if that other girl start speaking a little bit more. And Hurricane said, "Facts, Op."
Because when I did see the few women celebrating them, and especially on social media, you go to the comments. Like, just recently, I was talking to you. Rihanna publicly was like, she likes to make sure her hair is done when ASAP come home. How can that possibly be a negative thing? I go to the comments and the women are like, "Girl, you don't have to look good for no man." I'm like, "Bro, are y'all serious right now?" And there's a flood of comments who are women who are actually upset that she is doing something that makes her man happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've seen that a lot more on social media. Like, obviously this could just be on social media.
The most fearful impact of trauma bonding is to young women, young girls growing up. And they get that from mothers and fathers, where we teach our young women to be independent. We say you don't need a man. And I know we want to just say it's a woman thing, but men say the same thing to their daughters. Hey, don't ever need a man. Girl, go to school and this, that. So I think that's the most fearful impact of trauma bonding, because women are growing up hating men without even giving them the opportunity of love or connection or intimacy or a friendship. All these other things they're losing out on because they already hate a man because their mother had a bad experience with a man, or her father was a bad man. And that this little girl that knows nothing about life knows that she shouldn't like a man.
But again, even when you just said that, right? Because I'm thinking about the guest that we just had, and she was like, she admitted that, you know, her father wasn't, you know, a productive father, which I guess justify why she is allowed to say negative things about black men. You know, it's okay for black women to say stuff like that. Like, you know, they will critique a lot of black men sometimes with you hate, oh, you must hate your mother. Like we get that a lot. You must hate your mother.
But they said it to me, I must hate my mom.
Yeah, like
black women accountable.
But
that's the
but when black women have these negative thoughts about black men, nobody says you must hate your father. And it's clearly true because you know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's just like, you know, why is it there? It's always that double standard.
But yeah, no.
But that's what I'm saying. That one experience can cause you to have a whole hatred towards men. And for some reason that's valid. But when a black man is not allowed to have that same experience with his mom because, oh, well, she raised you, so therefore you should automatically be grateful.
My grandmama raised me.
You know what I
You
mean? So, you know, they're gonna still say it's a black woman. You hate your grandmother now. Like, you know what I'm saying? This last topic before we get up out here.
And look, I wanna piggyback on the back of that. They've even gotten to the point now where they have a counter to that because you just hit it with logic. Now they'll call you sassy if you explain or highlight that dynamic. Like, look, you sitting around here dogging out your daddy and everybody else, or you dogging out all these dudes. Do you hate your dad? Well, if you call her out on that, man, you sassy. Ugh. They're like it. Women seem to. They're really good at forming a counter argument, even if the counter argument doesn't even make sense. It invokes a feeling to throw you off your goddamn P's and Q's. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how one side can say something and then play victim if you say something back the other way. Men need to stand 10 toes on their feet and not stand for that, man. Like real shit. Y'all will be surprised how many chicks I just be like, when I hear that nonsense. And it ain't for the lighthearted. It ain't for the lighthearted. But man, when you see some disrespectful stuff, you see people try to play or shape you in a certain type of way, don't stand for that, man. Speak up for yourself and put your foot down right then and there. Say, nah, we ain't doing this. You can get the fuck away from me. Like real shit. Don't let shit ride, man. Don't be no simp type shit. That's how we got right here. All our granddaddies and great granddaddies, they allowed a lot of disrespect to happen because they was gonna do what they wanted to do in their own way. I think that's how a lot of them thought about it. But look at what we got right now. We can't continue to keep doing the same things. Man, stand up and be a man.
How can we come up with like some solutions? Because a lot of the conversation, you know, especially in our community, is very divisive. There's always one side of the spectrum that's just negative. Like, you know what I mean? How can we come up with more solutions to help mend this wound, obviously, in our community?
I don't believe that there is any form of mending when it comes to this because it's historical. Like it's been going on for decades, right? Even if we think it back we can go back into slave trades, all types of things. From we've been going head on. It's been Jim Crow, right? We've been divided, and that's why we continuously been conquered in our community. Even if we talk about the guest that we just had, we were just solely speaking on the all, right? Her topic is fair. You feel they have that's fair game. If you feel that way, that is fair for you to feel. But we were missing the factor that she said all. Mm-hmm. So people don't realize like how important it is to choose your terms, one, and what things it is actually causing. Mm-hmm. So I think there's just a deep trauma that I don't really feel like we have a map or a diagram of how we can fix anything like this. Historically, we've been destroyed from the beginning. If we're thinking about from slaves on, the black community.
I can't really say from slave because we were still getting married in slavery. We were the most married in this country in the 60s. Yes, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until the 80s.
But because we had to.
We still have to.
We still have to, but we had to because of the position we were placed in.
Nah, see, and that's where she's not getting it. A lot of our ladies feel like they don't have to partner with a man. They feel like they don't have to be married. A lot of people don't understand how the people in this world, you don't know how hard and tough and nitty and gritty they'll fight for what they want to make sure you ain't got nothing. I'll take from you to make sure I have mine. A lot of these chicks don't think they have to be with a man. It's a choice. It's a choice. But at least them ladies back in the 60s understood to survive, this is what I need to do. But now men have like civilized the world so much that these ladies think that they don't need it. And they're sadly mistaken. And the sad part of this country, look, I don't know if y'all know it, but a lot of people have spoken on it. Kevin Singh used to speak on it. This country is not built to fucking take care of a bunch of single childless women or single women with kids. It's not built for that. There's not enough men to like cover that. And most women want to be taken care of. not be the ones to go out there and get it. They do all that boss girl talking all day long, but most women, if they had a choice, they would want a man that went out there and grinded, and they took care of the kids at home if they had some. But they got to do what they wanted to do. They got to do exactly what they love to do, not what they were forced to do. But if you continue to have this mindset that you don't have to be with a man, it's just gonna get worse. And that's why this country gonna end up falling, man. They don't let these ladies get out of control, man. They don't let these hoes get out of control, and people always come around and say, look, man, y'all mean, y'all misogynistic for saying this stuff. Man, look, man, you can go kick rocks with all that, man. Look at our society. The more and more we've given women the ability to go out here and just do whatever the hell they want to do without any consequences, look how the society has changed. And if anybody want to say it changed for the better, then don't complain about your day-to-day. Because in my mind, it ain't been getting better. It's just been getting worse. 70 to 80% of kids born out of wedlock. Come on, man. That's crazy.
So if you think about it, like you had to look out for your brother and sister because you were being literally, yes.
But why wouldn't you want to? Like,
no, I do want to, but realistically, like we don't have the resources or the people that we need to keep moving forward. If you think about even things that's happening now with Black Lives Matter and all types of things like that, who is really coming out? When I knew the CEO, when I knew the person that started the Black Lives Movement, the creator, people weren't coming out for Hawk as much as they should have. You get what I'm saying? People, and all in all, in Black communities, unless it's happening to you directly, people are not there for you. Period. It sounds scrutiny, but they're not going to be there for you because we're trying to probably keep ourselves afloat. From financially to family to all types of other things, our own personal desires. People don't make time for things they do not have desires or seek desires in.
Maybe you had more time for that if you was with somebody and y'all had more resources to actually accomplish more things. Maybe you have a little bit more free time. You ever thought about that? It's all coming back to family and household, y'all. It's going to constantly keep coming back to the solution of it. We need to build more families. We need more households where men and women are actually raising decent human beings to go into society and continue that same process. It's gonna keep coming back to that, but she going on the circle jerk without going to go to home plate. Go to home plate and you'll find the answer. You don't want to go there. You want to just keep running around second, third, and first.
And so for you to say what's going to break it, I feel like it's probably personal, and it's just up to you to make a difference personally and around the friends that you have. Because community-wise, it will take, I'm talking about decades probably to correct. To correct. If we living in cream, cash rules everything. So everybody has their own momentum of what their focus is. I want to be this. I want to be a doctor. I need money. I need this. It never is around, oh yeah, I want to rebuild my community. I've fairly ever heard somebody say I want to rebuild my community. I've had time where I want to even start a nonprofit, but it's like most people don't start nonprofits because they want profits. Right? You want money. You want to be able to survive to keep contributing to the nonprofit. So I don't know what will correct us and make us like more like.
She don't know about what nonprofits is. The people that work for the nonprofit make money. The nonprofit just doesn't get taxed because supposedly they don't have payroll.
And thing other than like the things you said, holding each other accountable and speaking up. But as you see, when you speak up, you get backlash. So a lot of people are afraid of that. It's a lot of things that tie in. There's a lot of pros and cons and domino effects. So people, it sounds so easy to say, but it's easier said than done, all in all. So that's what I would say. I mean, I hope once y'all started, I'll be on the bandwagon, but
what's your thoughts? How do you think we come up with some solutions?
I think that we need to move with love and integrity and intention. We need to do things without the need for an applause. Like, we need to do it. It doesn't matter what social media says. If I have somebody in front of me that's crying, like a young girl who's crying over a boy, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to ask her what's wrong. Like, look, like, lift your head up. It's okay. Like, life goes on and you're going to be okay. You're going to be better.
Not that
It's
again.
one person. It's many men out here that will treat you right. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks. It's about what the impact that you make on a personal level. You might not get all the accolades. You might not get awards for it, but you need to know that you moved with love, intention, and integrity and kindness. Treat everybody kind. Like, you're not here to win the best Black person award. Like, I changed my community. Whoever you come into contact with, if they said that they have had a positive or life-changing experience with you, that's all that matters. Like, you're in a position where you speak with young girls, you're a counselor. So your opinion and whatever you tell these girls are very impactful in their lives. So you're making your change within your community right there. It's not like you have to take the whole community and put it on your back. It's about how you move personally as a person, as a human being. Like, that's it. That's how you make a change. You're not here forever. You're here for your time, and then somebody else takes over. Like, you have to make the most of your journey while you're here. That's it.
I don't like her. Hurricane said, what is going to correct them is the pimp hand. Pimp named Super Hand. Look, man, I don't like her. I don't like her mindset. And she's somebody that will hold the black community back. Any community, if you put her into it. Know why? I'm gonna break it down real quick. Like me, I. That's what she owns. No, we should tell people to strive for something. Shoot for the stars. Maybe you'll land on a cloud. She don't understand the concept. She only can think about herself. I'm not going to tell this girl or this boy that they need to achieve the greatest stuff in the world, that they need to go out here and be the best person they could possibly be. You're your own person. You might not be able to get that. Like, yeah, but if they're aiming in one direction, they might land on something that's better than what, if you just tell them, just be yourself. A lot of people got delinquent things that go through their mind. No, we try to strive for excellence. Just in case we don't reach excellence, guess what? I want my son to be the president of the United States. Let's say he don't get it. Maybe he'll be a senator. Maybe he'll be a governor. Maybe he'll be a mayor. You know, all those things are in line. I want my kid to go to the NBA. Maybe he plays in the Euro League. Maybe he plays in the G League. At least maybe he goes to college and makes it to the NCAA, stuff like that. That's better than nothing. But you know, no. We can't tell people to strive for certain things. We just gotta have this free, willy-nilly, like free love type mindset. Like she should have been born in the 70s during all the hippie times. Like all this, you do you, buddy, you know. That's what she should have been. She was born in the wrong generation. Cause she an airhead. She an airhead. She don't need to have kids. Them kids gonna be messed up. Like, baby, you come out. I really think she came on this podcast thinking everything that came out of her mouth. She sounds like the caring, most understanding, politically correct person. And in my honest opinion, I think from the average person that actually has common sense, she sounds like the dumbest person up there. She just need to stop talking, man. Where my dude at? Matter of fact, where my dude at, man? Next time she say something stupid, I'ma play it.
Please stop talking.
Yeah, she gonna catch him next time she say something dumb. But we almost done, y'all.
What's your thoughts?
I think personally we have to start caring about other people than ourselves. Like I think we live in, like I said, a very individualized, as you know, we've lost our sense of community. We've lost our sense of a village. I think once we can start to care about the neighbor's kids, I also think we need to start caring about our perception. That's my opinion. I think that people really just don't care how they're being perceived, which is also adding to the foolishness of the community. That nobody cares how they look, nobody cares what they represent. It's very much like, oh well. So I think we should be thinking about trying to change our community, coming together to try to change the community, and it has to be as a collective, right? Like I do have a nonprofit because I do care about my community and I do care about young girls, and I want to be able to impact them in different ways, and not just in my community but in other communities that I know are that's suffering. I think if we start to recognize that it's not just about me, you know, and I think so many people, again, they think, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me, I don't care. And I think anybody, my opinion, anybody who adapts that mentality that has nothing to do with me, you're a part of the problem. If you see the problem happening, you like, well, you're a part of the problem.
Yeah, I think that we got to get back to communities, having communities. I know we don't have no communities that we feel comfortable in right now. Everybody's so separated. I know Juice speaks about, you know, people not even know who their neighbors are now. You know what I mean? So we don't have that sense of security in our own communities. I think holding people accountable, whether it's men, whether it's women, I think we have to stop the rhetoric and, you know, be more intentional about what we say. You know, we have these platforms now. So, you know, even us, we got like over 200K on YouTube, 150 over here. Like, so what we say, that's like having 150 people in 150,000 people in one room. There's the people that's actively listening. So if we say things like all, or, you know what I mean? Like we just generalize, those things speak to all those 150 people. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that's not even how we truly feel, but we're using such divisive words that is just making it seem like, oh, okay, that must be everybody's experience. Like, you know what I mean? So we just got to go back to having these hard conversations, bro. I know they're not easy. They make people feel uncomfortable. You might get triggered at times. You might feel like we talking about you. You know, you might be talking about us, but we got to have these conversations and be open to listening and comprehending without just listening to like respond. Like a lot of times it's just you were listening just to be like, oh well, you did it. Like, you know what I mean? Just listen to each other, both parties, and then we could try to come up with a solution there. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you took mine with the listening. I ain't gonna lie, but I think most importantly, we gotta start healing. Like therapy is very important. I mean, I think this generation is making it more aware in our community, but I think we need to do a better job of really. I know we just spoke about not being individuals, but individually, I think we need to heal from our traumas because we all got different traumas. Some of us got the same traumas. I mean, but I think we need to start there, and then with that, we could produce, I mean, positive energy to put back into the community. And I mean, when you walk around and you see these kids in this generation, you see a lot of trauma. I ain't gonna lie. I like,
how often you see kids playing outside now?
I seldom. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. And I always say this. I'm like, yo, if I was doing this kind of shit when I was younger, I'd have got my ass beat. I think we need to bring back belts. I think that's what we need to do. For real. Like, yo,
to beat them.
Yeah, because I see kids subway surfing and shit.
No discipline.
Yo, I never, you know how many times I rode the subway and I never thought, let me climb up on that shit and ride them up. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, it's just a really crazy time we're living in. But yeah, I think healing is where it starts from.
Drew, real quick before you get up out of here.
I would say lead by example. Be what you want to see and applaud the ones that you see doing it. We got to actively support our brothers and sisters. And I do agree with the ladies when they said that earlier. Like sometimes you want to hear it, sometimes you want to feel it, sometimes you want to be able to touch it. And even before my incident, we were going into a situation where we were going to be active with young little boys, and we will be a support system for young little boys, if not today, tomorrow. But before I get off this planet, I'm gonna be a difference maker, not only to my sons, not only to their sons when they have them, but it's important to me to be a staple in my life to make change and to make progress. So we got to be a part of that, and you got to lead with leadership.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. That's beautiful, man. Like, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I know it got a little spicy. I know people got a little frustrated.
All right, now I got Brick in the building, man. What's going on, man? Give me your thoughts, man. Let the people know where to find you at too.
What's up, Jay? As always, you can find me on YouTube as the Brick Slinger. Like I said, got music out, Man Under Construction on all the digital outlet, Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, it's there. Only got a glimpse of it. And so far, based upon what I've already heard, it seems like a lot of ideas, but not a lot of goals. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of mission, and it's good to have these conversations, but at the same time, if there's no action to go along with these conversations, then it's all it's going to be is just words, and it's just going to be empty promises. It's like we all been saying this for the past 20, 30, 40 years. And those that have tried to accomplish it didn't succeed. And those that wanted to succeed did not finish the mission because it seemed like they're doing it by themselves. Like, how can you complete a mission to do community work when nobody want to do community work? Matter of fact, when nobody won't even do the work, period. They want the fruit more than they want to till the soil and plant the seed. So at this point, it's like the ones that want to work, we watch them work, and then those that want to help, we're probably gonna have to help in the shadows. So we're probably not gonna see the results.
But no, look, I always say it, man. Like the stuff that I want to see actually happen, especially in our community, probably won't be alive to see it. But that ain't for me at least. But I know for a lot of people that is a deterrent. For me, that's not really a deterrent. Like most men, we work our lives to try to build a legacy for ourselves. The legacy, we don't get to see it. The legacy happens after we're gone. It's the way people remember us and for whatever we did.
Right.
But in this conversation that was happening on that one, I know you said you caught it on the back end. Pretty much they were having conversations about, like, there were different questions, like, who can hold Black women accountable? Who would you say would be the answer to that question?
To be honest, at this point, it's going to be difficult for anybody to hold them accountable, especially when they already develop an attitude shield of who gonna check me. You know,
that was that was one of the questions that they had in there. I'm trying to think of what one of the other ones was to try to spin you up, because pretty much this was a conversation between Black folks about trying to have the conversation first, because you know, like the first step in trying to conquer any type of problem that you might have the first thing you have to do is admit that you have a problem. You have to identify what that problem is. So I think a lot of these questions that they were asking tonight was to identify the problem so we can move further on to start talking about solutions. Because and that's one thing I will agree with you. We need to talk more about solutions. And on the back end, he kind of like one of the guys, Jew, he said something about being a solution. Be the example that you want to see. Like if you want to see an end result, you need to be that. That's a form of solution, not the whole grasp of it and everything, because it's going to be way more complex than that. But that's a mindset to get you to the end goal. Kind of, they need to spend more time on that, I would think, and us over here too. When we talk about these different topics, spend more time on that instead of just saying it at the end and then getting on and just deuces type stuff.
Right.
But now I agree with you, man. Like we need more solution-based stuff. But they were having conversations about just like who can hold Black women accountable. Do people trauma bond, especially mainly women, over situations that they've never experienced? What's your thoughts on that one?
Oh, I believe that's the case. That's the whole purpose of most women being so-called independent and boss babe. They're not independent and boss babe because they want to. They want to be that because they see it being done by someone else. They want to avoid the trauma because they seen somebody experience trauma. It's like they want to by default be single. They choosing to be single. They choosing not to be a mother. They choosing not to be a wife. They want to quote unquote think like a man and see what it's like, as opposed to being the natural feminine woman that they supposed to be. So they might as well see the trauma and be like, well, my mama went through this. I'm not going through this. I seen my auntie go through this. I don't want to go through this. So it's like they do these things in honor of those that went through some type of trauma.
Yeah, one of there was one girl on that had some sense, but she has her own channel. I'm gonna have to check her out. I might try to get her over here and have a conversation with her. But she was speaking on a lot of these ladies that defend the nonsense. Subconsciously, they might be defending their auntie. They might be defending their mother. They might be defending their sister when we have conversations like this. Like maybe they're not the ones that do it, but they know somebody that does do it. And it makes them feel a certain type of way when they hear people talk about those people. It's like, well, nah, my auntie's like that. So let me defend this. I thought that was an interesting take because I haven't looked at it like that, but I can definitely see that. And we need to correct that because I think in our society right now, I think it's negative. It's a negative connotation to say we shame people for the bad decisions.
Right.
And I think we need to change that. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is, it's just going to take it's going to take two things. One, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's definitely going to take a lot of people saying, you know what? I just realized that this wasn't the right way, or this is definitely not the path for me at this point. Because if we talking about bringing shame back, then we definitely need to bring back in a not just a positive way, but a natural positive way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if people want to stop smoking, there's a program for that. If people want to stop drinking, there's a program for that. If people want to stop being addicted to porn, there's a corn. There's a program for that. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's like we definitely need to get some programs set up for some folks that literally wants to stop doing the things that's causing them self-harm, self-trauma, self-destruction. We definitely, if anything, we definitely need to get in a situation where we need to be like, yo, know what? I know what is in it. It's not ending well. So let me turn around and find another path.
But we got to do that. See, like, and I think it's time where we could talk about solutions, y'all, because We talking about we need them. We need to talk about them. We need to, and I want people to understand there's a dynamic to this. There's a caveat to this because I know some people, and then I know I'll get some of my ladies over here like, oh, it doesn't work like that. You're contradicting yourself. We can understand and accept that people mess up as long as they're willing. That's the caveat. Willing to change what they're doing.
Right.
Because one of my biggest things, I was saying it earlier in the show, my issue was not about these chicks going out here and showing their body off and being 304s. My issues are not about these guys going out here doing whatever they do, breaking the law, cheating on their girl, and all that woo-doo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue when it comes to all of it is those people that will do those things and will come back and cry and complain that somebody else is judging them for it or calling them out about it. That's my issue.
Right.
Because, like, look, I can't control anybody. And I want a lot of people in this world to understand that y'all can't control other people. People are going to do whatever they want to do. I don't have no issue with you doing what you want to do. I understand that. Came to that understanding. But if you go out and do some effed up stuff, and then you get mad because I say you did some effed up stuff, that's where I have an issue. Don't come back complaining after you made a grown decision to do whatever you want. You grown, do what you want to do. All right, well, guess what? There's things that come with that. You cannot control how some people might view your actions. And people keep tripping off of that. That's one of my biggest issues. So we need to, man, give me your thoughts, man, because it's so annoying. That jump be annoying the crap out of me, man.
Hey, I totally understand, and it definitely affects me too. Because on one end, we hear people want to say we need a better community. We need to do better for ourselves. We need to do better for our children and our grandchildren. But like you said earlier, it starts with you. You want a great example. Be the great example. Otherwise, exactly. you expecting. It's like a bad parent trying to expect their kids to do good.
I know my life. I messed my life over. My kid gonna make it. How your kid gonna make it if you don't give them the tools to make it?
Exactly. So the better solution, the best solution. And I remember a quote. I probably remember. And I could be wrong, but I do remember hearing it saying. I think Frederick Douglass said it, or Booker T. Washington said. It's like I'd rather be around built. The kids didn't try to rebuild men.
There you go.
And I probably paraphrasing it or misquoting, whatever the case may be. At some point, the best solution for our generation, not just the next generation, but I will speak on the next generation. The best thing for our generation is to go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, what can I do to make this better? Do I need to work on my attitude, work on my intelligence, work on my communication, work on my networking, and to go from there. And whether it's to start a business or work for someone else to help their business out, and then find a way to make your business, whatever the case, our solution for our generation is to not try to repeat past generation, because our parents' generation and grandparents' generation, whether they realize it or not, they left us in the wilderness to literally fend for ourselves. So what is there left for us to do, especially for the next generation and generation after that, is to be like, okay, I'm not going to do this because I remember my mama did this. I'm not going to do this because I remember my daddy doing this. So I must find something to do. I'm gonna network with this dude. I'm gonna network with this person. We're gonna have to start the community that we keep crying about. Whether this starts off with 3 people, something.
You got to start somewhere. And look, you'll laugh if you would have been able to see it. There was one girl on there was talking about older people giving younger people advice. It's like, well, maybe I just need to learn from myself. And that's why I have that saying. And I swear, y'all, one of these days, I'm going to go ahead and make some merch and put it on there. But I got that saying of everybody's not gonna make the boat. I say I heard this saying a long time ago. I think my granddad was the one who told me, but I know it's been said before. I heard a lot of other people say it. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes.
Yep.
Dummies learn from their own. And when that girl said it, I'm like, lady, do you not understand? Some people have gone through things in this world. They have a better understanding. They have more time in the game on this earth to understand how people move. To know that they did this dumb stuff and this is the result they got. So maybe they're trying to impart some knowledge upon you so you don't have to go through the same nonsense that they went through.
Right.
But we have each generation, because even I was that way. I was hard-headed growing up. I was hard-headed. It took a long time for me to like start trying to listen or being more understanding of what people are saying. And it really was the military that helped me out the most. Because I sworn I knew everything. Straight out of high school, I knew everything. Couldn't nobody tell me shit. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. But it took me to learn, like going through some stuff, to maybe I should have been listening. And I would impart that advice to somebody else. Like, nah, bro, don't go through the same nonsense I went through.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. Listen to what somebody telling you. And then on top of that, it be the people that's in your family or something like that, or people that actually care about you telling you this stuff, and we just disregard the knowledge.
Right.
It's crazy. That's why I try to tell you a lot of shit to them, like some of these girls in these conversations. The guy, they had a conversation about wearing whatever you want to wear or whatever outside the house. And it's like, a man's not going to control me and tell me what to do. You telling me the man that will jump in front of a bullet for you or fight whoever he has to fight off, or at least try to grab yourself and run, get y'all both up out of there. You not going to listen to this guy because you feel like, what, he hating on you?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Maybe he's telling you something because he cares about you.
Exactly.
That's why I tell people that you don't really have a friend. If you think you got friends and your friends won't tell you when you fucked up, like you done fucked up, you on some bullshit, and your friends won't call you out for it, you might want to look at the people around you because they're probably not your friends.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Any dude I got around me, man, like I'm doing this here. Any dude I got around me, I don't hold my tongue for people. Now, a lot of people don't like to be told when they effing up. I'm cool with it. Like if Alexis or any other people that used to be here from a long time ago, I did some dumb shit on YouTube. Oh, they had a whole group session to let me know. When I look, got you. And all I can say is, look, I'm a move differently now so that don't happen again. That's people I call fucking friends.
Right, right.
But this generation that we living in right now, we don't want to hear. A lot of these people do not want to hear when they fucking up. And that's why I was like, one of the solutions that we need to bring back, we need to bring back shaming, man. Shaming needs to be brought back, and it needs to be normalized. But it needs to be legit, because I know those people will be like, oh, well, people just going to be talking shit about people. They already doing that anyways. But we need to make sure we're holding the line on, is this a legit criticism, and where is it coming from when you're saying it?
Right.
Regardless.
That's right.
And we can hold that line. We can get somewhere. We can start to get somewhere, because the first thing is to call the bullshit out. I don't know if people know it or not. Like, we have to address the issue. We can't keep pretending like ain't nothing wrong.
But here's the thing, Jay. They know it. That's why they defended it more than they holding it accountable. They know
I agree.
They not only do they know it, they've been stepping on it. Two-stepping it to be exact. So they know
trying to
it's
normalize it.
Yeah, so it's like we know that it's we can talk about absent fathers all day, every day, because everybody knows it. Matter of fact, we can sing a song about it. We can sing about dudes being bums and stuff like that. Okay, cool. But let's play the how they said, let's have the level straightened out. Because as much as we want to talk about absent fathers, how about let's talk about mothers doing too much to quote unquote raise their kids, when truth be told, they maintaining them. Let's talk about let's play the left. I'm trying my best to trying to say it, but I'm stuttering too hard. But the truth of the matter is, let's have accountability across the board.
Yeah, we can't just talk about an issue on one side. We got to cover all of it.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, if we're gonna talk about one thing, but yet celebrate, if we're gonna talk about men being something, and it's true to some degree, but yet celebrate the likes of Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion, Lotto, and then all of a sudden the next generation of women comes in and they are automatically pregnant because they're now experiencing the consequences of a promiscuous lifestyle. And then all of a sudden they get to choose to be mothers and make a choice to either be one and make the dude a father or not be the mother, and like also make the dude not the father. If they have to, and the craziest part is they keep forgetting that they still have that power legally in their hands.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is, as much the field need to be leveled up, because we can talk about dudes being this, that, and the third. If we can do it, when we do it, when it comes to the women, then we can have a solution to be cleared up, as opposed to buried up.
I agree. Oh, and real quick, just ladies, I'm gonna throw y'all a bone real quick, like on this one. Gentlemen that want to come out and speak on these ladies, make sure you got your shit together. Or at least in the progress. I'll hit you with that one. I'll give you a caveat. At least in the progress of getting your shit right.
Right.
Because we got a lot of pandering. Look, you know who Derek Jackson is.
Exactly.
You got people out here preaching the word, supposedly. They talking that good talk of betterment and acceptance and empowerment and all this woo stuff. But if you look at their life, they the exact thing they preaching against.
So true.
We gotta be real about, look, man, if we really want to see a solution, and for real, for all y'all folks that want to stand in the way, y'all want to stand in between the gap of stopping progress from happening, I promise you, you're not gonna make the boat.
Nope.
You're not gonna make the goddamn boat, man. And I'm one of them people, I'm petty. I don't know if people know, but I'm petty as hell. I'll be the one standing right there. Them flood waters be coming in and y'all be right close to it. I'm gonna just close that door right in your motherfucking face. Real quick. Because people ain't got time for that. When people, I know everybody's probably experiencing it one way or another. When you working hard to try to get something accomplished and you got somebody that comes around and just tries to throw a wrench in your process. And it's like, for what? Like, why are you even doing this? Those people need to be just left alone. Like, that's why I say certain people don't need a microphone to speak. And I know some people are like, oh, we're in the country of freedom of speech. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but if you say some crazy stuff, then next time you're not gonna come around here and speak. We can't keep allowing people to just get up here and start continue to lead people astray because they say something about their feelings. And that's why I said something earlier, and ladies, y'all can get mad at me, go check it up with your guy. But not to hearken into a woman's words, a woman's voice. A lot of people get led astray by listening to this nonsense, man. I know a lot of ladies say they're on the same type of like, I don't know, wavelengths or whatever. It's talking about, well, that person might feel bad. Oh, you're being mean. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that shit. In the real world, that shit don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. They don't. And that's coming from a man's perspective. For y'all ladies, y'all feelings seem to be mattering because people do things just based off of how you feel. Like, that's why we seen people like Johnny Depp on trial and stuff and all this stuff, because somebody felt a certain type of way and everybody just acquiesced to that fucking feeling. No. We need to live in the real world now. This not gonna ride, man. It don't matter how you feel about something. What is it? What's the real thing?
What's the real thing?
We gotta be real about this shit, man. And men, like, for real, y'all gotta get on y'all grind, man. At the end of the day, all of this shit comes full circle to us. Like, having these conversations about who can hold black women accountable and who this and who that. Like, at the end of the day, full circle, it comes back to us. We gotta start being men. And I'm saying that for the ones that's not being men, because there are men out here that's doing what they're supposed to do on a day-to-day basis. They don't get no praise for it. They don't get no shine. For y'all that are fucking up, y'all need to man the fuck up. Stop letting your feelings dictate how you move in this world and how you treat people. Stop being a sucker for shit. We got Travis Hunter about to be the Heisman winner, best college player best football player in all of college. This little dummy about to marry a stripper because he don't want to listen and he just dumb in the head. He won't be a man and stand 10 toes down. You don't allow yourself to be disrespected a certain type of way. Most men need to stand the fuck up on that type of shit, man. Put your fucking foot down and have some respect for yourself. We got to start teaching these young men what you should be what you should be expecting out of a relationship. We sit around and tell men all damn day long. We tell girls all damn day long what a man should do for them. Start putting in the boys' heads what you should accept.
Right.
What you should be looking out for. Obviously, the old messages ain't been working. We got to switch it up and do something different.
Mm-hmm.
We got to. Otherwise, I think we all be repeating this thing called insanity. And you know what insanity is. We doing the same damn thing over and over and over, expecting a different result.
Exactly.
You see, Hurricane said, she popped in his head. She pooped in his bed and cut his finger off. Yeah, that's crazy. And still to this day, y'all, even after that. Because they talked about trauma bonding. Yeah, that was another one, Brick. They talked about trauma bonding in here. We had a lot of women that trauma bonded with Amber Heard's lies when she pooped in this man's bed and threw a wine bottle at him that he literally almost lost his index finger.
Yikes.
What you think about trauma bonding?
Yeah, like I say, man, most of these women are not. Again, they're not trying. They're not experiencing it. They rather. I'm sorry. The whole pooping in the bed is messing me up.
Nah, you good, man. She took a nice creamy shit in his shit.
That still messed me up, even just to hear about it now.
I had a conversation with a chick probably like 2 weeks ago, and I brought it up in conversation. I forget what we were talking about, but I brought that situation up, and it's like, yeah, he did her so wrong, and I'm like, that lady took a shit in his bed.
Exactly.
And what did he do to her? She threw his car keys out the window off a balcony in France somewhere. It's like, go find the keys, buddy. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is an evil ass lady, but they trauma bond because she said this and she said that. It's like,
but that's the thing, Jay. It's the whole quote unquote Me Too situation. It's the whole Color Purple connection. That's the thing. If they see one woman go through something, they are supporting that woman no matter what.
No matter what.
They want to support Celie. They rocking with Sophia until she get clocked in the head by a white dude. They celebrate Suge. It's like the list goes on and on of all the women in The Color Purple. But the problem is, none of these chicks experienced what Celie went through.
Not one.
None of these chicks went through what Sophia went through. But some may have experienced what Suge been through, but the rest of them didn't.
Yep.
What's the other one that got clocked by Sophia? Who?
Sweeney.
Sweet. Yeah. A lot of women can relate to her, but don't want to admit to. You know what I'm saying? So,
like real shit.
There's a lot of trauma bonding, but it has nothing to do with people with the experience. They just it's like a I won't say a false sympathy, but it's a default sympathy.
I talked about it earlier. We had Alexis on here. Tell me if you agree with this. I don't truly believe the sister code is a real thing in the grand scheme of women supporting women. I believe the sister code is a real thing when it comes to women supporting women against men. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I definitely believe that. Because if it was just about women supporting women, then there would be a whole lot of women holding other women accountable.
Think about how profitable the WNBA would be if women supported women for real.
Oh, trust me, it would be.
It'd be more profitable than the NBA.
That's the thing. Oh man, you not only the WNBA, but women's sports. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would love to see women supporting women in their sports, but they leave the gap so wide open that even dudes can show up as women to participate in the sport. And we don't even hear women going against that. Matter of fact, they're supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
Men
becoming they're the ones at the front of it. They in front of the line.
Yeah. So
which is crazy.
So yeah, it's definitely a sister code when it comes to women supporting women against men. And let's be fair. It's not men all across the board. It's certain men. It's straight men. Traditional men.
Yep.
Patriotic men. Those are the men that they're up against. It's not the other guys. It's not the simps. It's definitely not the transgender men. It's definitely not the trans men. It's the particular men that they're up against. And then to top it all off, they'll scream misogyny in a heartbeat.
Real quick.
It's something and toxic masculinity in a heartbeat. But when it comes to going against men, especially what Johnny Depp went through, it's not misandrous. It's not misandrous. It's just you know what I'm saying? Like if they don't know the definition of misogyny, I guarantee you that the messed up part would be they won't find it as men hating women. It's just gonna say hatred towards women.
There you go.
That means anybody could be misogynist.
Anybody could be that.
Including women. Women can be misogynist towards women.
Yep.
But they ain't ready for that conversation for sure.
Nah, man. Look, they don't even, a lot of people don't even know the word misandry, man. And that we got a lot more misandry going around right now than misogyny, regardless of what people want to admit.
Well, here's another one for you. Even though there's a lot of misandry going on, it still won't be enough to be acknowledged. Because
it's open. Yeah, it's open plain as day.
Yeah, still to this day, and even furthermore, that not one woman, especially when you hear about these questions about who you rather be safe with, a bear and a man, and all the answer is bear. Like, why would a bear be a good choice in a forest than a man? Because most women that screaming bear don't like men. And then here's another one. The whole thing of I want you, but I don't need you. That's misandrous as it is right there. Because you don't hear no dude. I have yet to find a dude that screams, I want a woman, but I don't need a woman.
I still to this day haven't heard that from a guy.
But yeah, and then the whole, I want a man that can give me my soft side. You still won't find a dude that said, I want a woman that'll keep me on my masculine side. Or kick in my masculinity for. That's also misandrous. But yet, when a man with preference, or when a man that's about his business stands 10 toes deep and double down on the things he believes in, he's automatically labeled something that most women cannot define.
Yep. Now
But
he's
they-
sassy.
Yeah.
You being sassy.
Yeah.
Shit don't work like that. Hey, look, it's just amazing how these things work nowadays. We gotta, once again, bring it back to the guys. Look, guys, you gotta put your foot down and say, look, we done with this. And the best way to do it is just to ignore people sometimes. Like, honestly, a lot of people, not even just women, but men too, but mainly a lot of women, they feed off of attention. When that attention is not given, motherfuckers change their attitude. And I think some dudes need to understand. I think there's a lot of dudes out here that ain't never got no pussy and shit. They ain't never really dealt with women like that for real. So anytime they get something, they gonna hold on to it and they'll do whatever it takes to keep it. I'm trying to tell you, man, that ain't the way to work.
Right.
They ain't the way to work, but I guess you got to go through a few to finally understand that. Because I, in my personal life, I don't usually like to say a lot of personal stuff, but in my personal life, the first sense I get during the talking phase that you on some bullshit, I'll try to have a quick little conversation, ask a quick little question about it, and if I don't get the response I want, I cut that shit. I don't give a fuck. A lot of people don't understand there are way more women on this earth, especially just if you broke it down just by race. Women outnumber men in every race. But then if you add the total number up, there's so many women out here. Why would you deal with bullshit? And if dudes understood that when there's less of us, we are the hotter commodity. Have some damn respect for yourself. If we want to see women act a certain way, then we have to hold women to a certain standard. So then they will have to acquiesce to us acting a certain way. Like, it's the same thing with women. Like, women need to hold men to account for what they want and not have frivolous shit. But women try to do that all. I give it props to them. They try to do it already, but a lot of women shooting outside of their weight class when they try to do that shit.
It's so true.
It's like, look, baby, you gonna be graded off of how polite you are, and how good you looking with your body on, and how old you are. Like, you can't be 55 years old with the body of a, I don't even want to be mean, out of shape body, overweight type chick with multiple kids talking about you want to do that makes $1 million. You don't qualify. It'll be the same thing with a dude that stays at his mom's house, doesn't have a job, and just plays video games all day. You don't qualify for a bad bitch. You don't.
You don't.
A lot of dudes understand that. A lot of ladies need to get that. Like, if you're not the person that you want to be with, then don't be surprised that person don't want to be with you. Like,
exactly.
Like, I said I'm gonna try to have more and more of these conversations leading into next year. Like, cause we need to have these, and I want to bring more women on, and I'm gonna try to keep highlighting different podcasts that are covering these type of topics, because regardless of what people know, we about to be in for an interesting next couple of years. And you might want to get your household in order ahead of time. That's just my advice. You might want to get your household in order beforehand, because I don't think a lot of people want to go through another COVID-19 by themselves. I think they'll want to have somebody right there with them to deal with it. Take a little bit of the stress off of their back. Somebody to confide in. But that's just my thoughts. Give me your final thoughts, Brick Slinger, before we get up out of here.
All right, bro. Well, again, as always, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be a partaker in this conversation. So, at the end of the day, conversations like this is definitely important, but that's only taking care of half of the problem. The other half involves some hands-on work, some hands-on participation. And only those that want to see something good happen will be the main one that going to start with themselves. And when it comes to it, it don't even have to be a relationship thing. It's just gonna have to just be straight community work, period. Because at the end of the day, if we just giving words out and forget the definition, then we're more screwed than what people think we are already. So the work has to be done. We're definitely going to have to learn new things to do great things. We can't be doing the same stuff our parents did and our grandparents did, or even our great-grandparents did, because their time was their time. This is our time, and once we get to their age, once we get to the age of an elder, it's going to be our children's time and our grandchildren's time. So we got to be in a position, especially our generation. We definitely got to be in a position to have new knowledge to display, and also displays wisdom, because it'll be foolish of us to try to play the same games our parents played and then expect our children to do different. And then to top it all off, some of us need to grow up all the way, because some of us are still playing the same game, and now adding our children involved to play the same game, but our children is our competition all of a sudden. That's why it's crazy. Hey, Jay, answer me this. Have you ever seen a father compete with his son at the club?
At the club, I haven't seen that.
Okay, but have you seen a mother compete with her daughter at the club?
I have seen that, unfortunately.
And so at this point, that's the perfect example of our generation need to do better for our next generation, because that perfect example of a mother going toe to toe with her daughter, especially in the club, to compete for the same dude or the same attention, is out of order for sure. It's way more out of order than the out of order bathroom. Way more out of order. Because the restroom can be fixed. But the competition with mama and daughter, that never going to get fixed, especially when the mother is trying to compete for the same dude the daughter is trying to compete for. Somebody gonna end up with Prince Charming. He's gonna be Cinderella or the stepmother. So again, is anything, like I say, we have these conversations, but the other 50% to getting the job done to be the success that we wanted to be is the work to put in. And that's just me.
I agree with you. Tell them again where to find you at, man.
Again, this is the Brick Slinger. You can find me on YouTube speaking on some things, and if you're lucky enough, you might mess around and get a Bible study out the deal. Again,
there you go.
Music, Man of the Construction on Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, it's pretty much there. And as I always say, man, keep sharpening one another. Support the kingdom. Take care and God bless. Laborers.
There you go. But man, Brick took a lot of the words out of my mouth. Took a lot of them out of my mouth. And y'all, we watched this video and we saw the conversation. We saw how, even though I think it was pretty much respectable, we saw a lot of red flags. And we need to fix those. We need to start shaming people. Start shaming people as long as you're standing in right. Really, man, I ain't gonna say standing in right. Standing in righteousness. What you saying? Like, start thinking about more than just yourself. Stop being so selfish. And once again, be the example. If you want to see something happening in this world, be that example. Like, for real, you want to see it, be the example of what you want to see. Stop waiting and hoping that somebody else is going to come along and do what you should have did, or what you wanted to do, or what you want to see. Be that. Go on, step out there and go ahead and start grinding, because it's gonna happen on a small level, y'all. It's gonna happen on a small level, and it always starts with the person in the mirror. So, man, look, do what you got to do, man. I don't like having these type of conversations, but we need to have them, man. We need to get this shit right, because a lot of folks got kids. A lot of us are gonna have kids, And we don't want them to go into a situation worse than what we had. We want them to be prepared and actually be able to have a better life than what we got. If you're a real parent or on real parent time, that's what you should want for your kids ultimately. So I'm going to leave it at that, man. For everybody that was over there watching on the JVJ Network, appreciate y'all. Shout out, hit that like, subscribe, bag of chips, all that and everything. If y'all was watching over on Let's Talk, man, appreciate y'all too. Do the exact same thing. And the same thing goes for everybody on Facebook, even though I know it's a little different over there, man. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to be right back here tomorrow. I think Big Back for Life got a show for y'all. So y'all should be ready to rock and roll. Should be good. And we're going to keep grinding, man. We're trying to get the network to 1,000 before the end of the year. We already hit the 20K goal over on Let's Talk. So we just going to keep grinding, man. Hey, look, let's switch it up. Let's try to get to 25K before the end of the year. We should be, I think we might be able to do it. I think we at like 23 right now. Some change. Come on, y'all. Let's keep pushing, man. Like, we need to have more of this type of stuff on YouTube, man. We got too many people just shaking their ass, doing pranks, and talking about shit that's not beneficial to none of us. We need to actually have these real intellectual conversations so we can see something change in our life in this world. Because it's going to have to come with an idea. It's going to have to come with a mindset. And once we get people with that mindset going, they get that idea in their head, then people will start to move differently. But if we don't change their thinking, we're not going to change anything. And honestly, I tell y'all, man, these people in power, the government and all that shit, they don't want us grinding and working together. So we might want to start thinking about that a little bit more. But man, I appreciate y'all, man. We grinded. We did a little bit over 3 hours. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Brick Slinger, appreciate you for hopping up. Hurricane in the chat all night. We had Uncanny up in here. Op jump up on the panel. We had Miss Alexis. We had Marcus. Man, look, we had a lot of folks that came through tonight, man. Appreciate all y'all, man. And we're going to keep doing this thing like we always do. And I'll catch y'all in the next one as always.